All right, man. Today is Monday. It's October 17th. Welcome to the Dog Walk presented by Barstool Sports. Snake Draft Monday. First time guest, Francis Ellis. Francis, welcome to the show.
It's a pleasure. Thank you all for having me.
This draft's right up your alley.
It is. It is.
Right up your alley.
It's funny to read the people's suggestions as to what we should do the draft about, what people think of me.
Yeah.
You know, what people it's word association.
And you tell us, what was the main thing?
Oh, it's a lot of, like things that you should get fired for. It's a little fucking lame. It's like, come on, let's move on.
So I was thinking, I was between this, cancellation draft would be interesting. Like a person, someone's like, get a show in there, get a discontinued menu item somewhere else.
Yeah.
Would have been good.
We just get such strong negative feedback from the people that want to cancel all cancellations.
Yeah.
The amount of people that be like, we shouldn't celebrate cancellation.
Yeah. Like if you're talking like the hardest cancellations, like it'd be hard to put like Weinstein on a graphic.
Well, here we
Exactly.
just did an entire yak where Brandon Walker was talking about how much he reveres Bill Cosby.
That's tough. Really? Yeah,
So
like that. Like exactly. He's a first rounder.
Yeah.
But that's tough. I mean, you get into that and it's like, well, what's the difference? Is there a difference between canceling someone and putting someone in jail because they're a disgusting criminal?
Yeah, criminal behavior.
Like,
By the
I
way,
was
this
canceled.
episode is brought to you by, I'd like to thank our sponsors for this, right, before we get into this next pick.
Yeah, Shane Gillis was canceled. Those, fucking nightmare. Bill Cosby was put in prison because he's a criminal.
Yeah,
He's in jail for life, right?
Oh, he got out.
Did he?
Yeah, he's out.
It's criminals versus. Yeah, he did get out.
I think there's a major. Louis C.K. was canceled.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And you're saying this because you want to make sure you're in the canceled bucket. At one
Not
point,
the irate.
I don't know that, like, I wouldn't
think he's
put
in
me
the
in
right direction.
anything, any
You're in the-
category with fucking Bill Cosby, and
I don't think you were canceled.
Disavow.
it's just like I wasn't. I
canceled,
didn't get fired from Barstool because I was
Like-
raping everybody.
Word association. Bill
You know?
Cosby. Francis.
Yeah.
That's right where we went.
It's not. It was slightly a little less harmful, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, regardless, welcome. You're back. The reunion. You're 2.5 weeks in.
You're very responsible for that.
Oh well, you
You
know.
deserve a lot of credit.
No, I mean it was.
Well, you had to fight to get me on the Dave Portnoy show.
Yeah, he was in his whiny mood that day, and I was like, why? Like he doesn't like to talk to people. I was like, just talk to Francis for a little bit. Who cares? Like what's the worst that can happen? And he did it, and it went well. So
Yeah, but it went really well.
yeah,
Got an offer that night.
I feel like, do you have to kick Eddie up like a tribute for getting you back?
I'll get him. I'll take him out to a nice,
There you go.
nice
That's-
hamburger.
That's it. That's nice.
yeah. Well,
When I move to Chicago, we'll figure something out.
okay.
Who's that?
Do
Who we
that.
looking
No,
at?
that's a when, not an if.
That's a HGTV, babe.
Is it?
Yeah.
It looks familiar, but
that's Love It or List It. Like, I'm going to go fuck
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
And she's got the counterpart. The guy
Yeah,
who's
yeah,
like, you're going to love it.
I think
Yeah.
that's the no. Is she a housewife? She's a house. It's one of the housewives.
Ah, man, that's
I know it's one of the housewives because Pat and Joey told me they were having one of the housewives on.
I don't want to talk
Thank
to
you.
her. I don't.
I
You know
got.
what? Hey, get finer things. Get her.
There-
You said it with such certainty.
Well, I thought it was. I made eye contact with her, and I have a good intuition with stuff like that. I thought, I'm wrong. Whatever.
There is something here that's a little disappointing heading into the draft, though, that we got to get out there.
why are you looking at me?
I'm not looking at you because I'm about to direct my attention at the person who's a little disappointing. And Francis, White Sox Dave told us before you walked in that he overheard some of your picks.
That was one pick. But it wasn't even his pick. It was Chuck Naso said it, and he said that was the first thing on his list. I'm like, that makes perfect sense. So it's Chuck Naso. Because I asked Chuck, I'm like, help me jog my brain a little bit so I can snowball into other things that I might
Yeah.
pick.
Well, don't listen to that. I want we need Dave and Francis to see what finer things means to you.
Yeah, he was sourcing.
Dichotomy.
He was sourcing picks before the show.
Yeah, that's not uncommon.
Is that not? That's not allowed. It's not.
It's not against the rules, but it's maybe frowned upon. But for something this specific and something that is just light years beyond anything I've ever lived, yeah, I'm gonna have to outsource a little bit.
Understood. But I think it's all relative.
Like
what finer things to you, that's what's funny.
That is very fair point. I was thinking like shit that I've never done or that I've only done for like the most special occasions. So that's how I was kind of approaching it. But that is a good point, and that does help me for other picks here.
Correct.
But here's the thing: like, you don't know us very well, and we don't know you very well. Like,
I feel like I do. I really like you guys.
No, and that's I
only because
really
you don't know us.
I don't know how much more I would need to know about Francis, right? Like, we've read his blogs for a long time. We've seen a lot of his content.
Do you got beef about
That's all. That's all just entertainment, though. I'm putting out nonsense.
Yeah, like the man behind that is the man who's like willing to sit down and write the Game of Thrones song. So like, you're just not.
I don't write those.
I know. Okay.
Just go out there and yell at the piano.
So you're
That's why
freestyling.
It's been evicted from a few apartments. Yeah.
Stand up. What do you got there?
I do got one question for you. Does this picture trigger you?
Is that Pitbull?
He's part.
It's part Pitbull.
Yeah.
As long as he's well trained and not ripping the faces off of children, I have no problem with him.
He's a great dog.
Good.
You guys have met him. He doesn't
He
like
is.
pit bulls.
All right, let's stay away. Everybody, let's. Just
I don't like pit bulls that
level set.
hurt children.
Let's level
Yeah,
set.
of course not.
Let's
A
level.
lot
set.
of them do.
Everybody,
most
just
of
take a
them.
deep breath.
Most
here.
of them. Come on.
Killers. They're just
Believe this guy, Ed?
they're like
He's
lawnmowers.
about to take your spot as the dog hater.
Well,
I love dogs.
Ed just letting him go.
Pit bulls aren't dogs. They're
Ooh.
T-Rexes.
being a
T-Rexes,
host.
they say, were scavengers because their arms were too short to really actually hunt. They were more like buzzards, basically.
I think they say that about all
Oh,
dinosaurs.
really?
A lot of them, yeah.
Yeah, they're all birds.
Yeah,
Interesting.
they involved into birds and avian.
What?
What's funny? What is funny?
How did we get here?
Well, that's what
Because you tried to say you
What is
compare my
Dave?
dog.
Welcome to the
T-Rex.
show,
What are we doing? Birds and reptiles? I thought we were talking about
I'll
pit bulls.
draft. I'll draft.
Also, Dave, he laughed out a turn there. Make sure you let him know who knows the most about funny.
Oh, Dave.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
He knows more about funny than you do, Ed.
Yeah, I know. And Francis, everyone. in this
I
room.
mean,
I said it. I said he's the funniest person.
that's why I argue with so many people at the stupid fucking companies because they're not on my level comedically.
The question is, are you trying to be funny or is it just who you are?
This is
It's better if you're not trying.
we're trying what?
To be funny.
Shtick? Are you kidding me? There's no shtick.
When you're
involved.
funny, do you know that what you're about to say is funny?
Sometimes.
I'd say about 70% of the time. It'll be something really stupid that I end up talking myself into more trouble for, and people laugh at my expense. But I'd
That's
say
great.
70% of the time I'm trying to be funny.
You think 70% of the time?
I'd say that's a fair number. Yeah.
What about? All right, last question.
You're good.
Take your time.
Ask away.
When you did that surviving Barstool thing,
Mhm.
and you said that looks like female handwriting,
So
did you know that
I
you
have
were
always
saying
been
something
told
funny?
that I write like a girl, so that's why I said it.
Right, but before you said though, were you like, I have a line that's going to make people laugh?
Well, they people ask if that is men's or women's handwriting, and I'm like, that.
You're explaining. I know all of that.
Yeah.
I know all of that.
No, I did
My
not have that
question
line
is-
prepared.
See,
But I was at that point. I knew I was fucked because all the names are reading me off. So I was like,
That's what I'm saying, though.
so actually, I did kind of. I'll take that back. I kind of was hoping that people would think it was women's handwriting. I didn't plan on verbalizing it. I was planning on them thinking it. Like
You're
at that point,
explaining
I was
it. I watched it. I saw it. I know what happened.
fucked. Yes.
That has nothing to do with
Yeah,
my
it has
question.
everything to do with it.
No, it doesn't. My question
I
for you
did
was,
that-
did you know when you said that
That was
gonna
one
make
of the
people laugh?
30%.
Because that was hysterical.
That was one of the 30% of things that I say that are absolutely laugh out loud, rolling on the floor, getting an ab workout funny.
That was really funny.
That was just off the cuff.
I think it's higher than 30, which
it's about 30.
It's not a dig.
No, I'm not saying it is.
People who are unintentionally funny but who are naturally brilliantly funny are better than people, in my opinion, who are trying to
I've
be
been saying this for years. Like, was that funny? I tried to be funny there.
Yeah, it was.
Do you know that I would say that 0% of the funny things that I say are unintentional. Everything funny I've ever said or done,
It's
I have been
calculated.
I've probably been trying to be funny.
Yeah, I mean, it's more that I'm a complete moron, and I don't really have a filter or think before I speak. I've been getting in trouble for this my entire life.
It's a gift.
Yeah.
It's a gift.
What's your percentage? Just sizing them up.
You just said 100.
No, I'm.
Oh, you're 100.
Or
What do you think mine is?
I would say it's at least 50-50. I think
At that point, it's a toss-up. but yeah. I mean, I'm saying going from
by
70 to
definition.
50. I'm not talking about the.
Well, at that point, it's a coin flip.
I'm not talking about the 50-50, but I don't know what's the difference between.
That was
70
intentional.
There you go. That's a
70.
perfect example. This is the most
I can't do this.
unnecessary.
Now the pressure's on. I can't be funny because now I'm going to be thinking about being funny, and when I'm thinking about being funny, I'm not as funny apparently.
Don't think, just shoot.
For the daywalker.
Don't
next
think,
time.
just
Don't think, just throw. Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, I
Back
get
to the
I get the
draft.
comedic yips here and there.
I know,
Think too much.
Dave. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. Never do
What
that.
you did?
Never do that.
Snake draft things.
Comedic yips.
Andy, you got a number 1 through 5 behind your back. What is it?
David. Finer Things draft. Pretty self-explanatory. No subcategories. Congrats to me to winning the basement draft. And Danny has 1 through 5 behind his back. Francis, what number is it?
2.
It is. All right, now you could pick 1 through 5.
Where do you want to pick in the order?
I don't know what this means.
So we're doing a snake draft, so you can pick first, second, third, fourth, fifth. You've won
What, just tell me what the advantage is.
the number. Well, I mean, you
Or should I
first
pick?
you
You
ever
got
done
a
a fantasy
board?
football draft?
No.
Were you joking when you said no earlier?
All right, do you want to pick first? And would
The
you
fact
rather?
that I just said it again means no.
Would you rather pick first, 10th, and 11th, second, 9th, and 12th?
What, Carl? What
third?
would you have me do?
Do you have a lot of how many picks do you have?
Let's make Francis go first.
Fair amount.
You have a fair amount. All right, you don't have a list, which is interesting. You
I have it on my phone.
Okay. So you have a fair amount. If you feel like you have a long list that's pretty diverse, or if you have some heavy hitters, you probably want to go first.
You should go first.
All right, I'll go first.
All right,
If you go, if you get back-to-back picks because it goes reverse order.
1 through 4.
Oh, wait, I apologize for not knowing how this works.
No, it's okay.
Hey, that's fucked up of you, by the way. You laugh at all our other shit. It's like
I don't listen to podcasts.
I don't either. So fair.
I watch you guys. I like you guys a lot. I consume a lot of the other stuff you do.
Okay. 1 through 4, Carl.
3.
2.
4. I almost pulled a chief.
1. I'll go third. 1 through 3, Carl.
1.
2. I will go 2.
All right, 1 or 2.
1. I'll go 5.
All right, so the order is Francis, Chief, Eddie, Carl, White Sox, Dave. That sound easy enough?
Yeah.
Okay, we will do the Finer Things draft as soon as I talk about Game Time, the exclusive ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. You got your eye on a concert or anything coming up,
Tell you
Francis?
something. Game Time is awesome.
Okay.
Really is.
They helped me out. They got me some tickets. I didn't think I was going to be able to get to a very coveted college football game, which I gave as a gift to my wife. Was her alma mater, and they're unbelievable. Seamless, wonderful, user-friendly. Every ticket you could
this.
possibly want.
Comes back 2.5 years later.
Yeah.
He's playing.
It was that
more. He's
long?
playing more than ball with.
Yeah, but I've been out there. You know, I had to source all. I've been grinding. You got to
Yeah.
get your own
The
ads.
source tickets.
But that's
by
what I'm saying.
yourself.
You're playing ball with our ads.
You
Like,
can't. That's what I'm saying. You can't mail in ad reads when you're out in the wild.
no, that's true.
You got to give them all.
That's true.
All you got.
How about that?
I like that.
He's back.
Yeah.
So go check it out. MLB playoffs are underway. Wherever you're at, if your team's still in, go check it out.
Smitty's using Game Time for a Phillies game tomorrow.
Beautiful, Dave.
In fact, I'll go even one further. I'll pull a White Sox Dave. If anyone out there is using a competitor to Game Time, I want them to message me personally. We can meet up. Bring all your friends. I'll be alone. And we'll fight each other. We'll fight each other.
For ticket brokerage superiority.
If I win, you have to use Game Time.
I like it.
I
See?
actually do like that.
Look at this, Francis.
But I was
Download.
trying to be funny.
It was kind of funny.
You would have said that and meant it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And that would have been much funnier.
I think so.
I don't want to derail the ad read.
It's okay. Just make sure everybody download the Game Time
Game
app.
Time.
Go to the account tab. Create a login. Redeem code DOGWALK for $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. Download Game Time. Last minute tickets. Lowest price guaranteed. All right, Francis, you're up.
All right. So how many do I say?
Just one.
One.
Just
One.
Okay.
And another thing, don't tip other picks that haven't been drafted yet.
Yes.
Understood. So we all vote after
Yeah.
The people
do.
do.
people
vote, yeah.
vote. Okay. All right. Okay. You ready for this?
Yes, the finer things.
Finer things. For me, a finer thing that I really like, sitting courtside.
Oh, okay.
Courtside at an NBA game.
I've never done it. I've always wanted to.
I did one time, and they were not my seats. We snuck down to a Bulls game. This was in the Derrick Rose years. It was Lance Broadway, a pitcher, a first rounder for the Sox, and some smoking hot chick, and then another player for the Sox with some smoking hot chick that he was with. They were his seats, and they booted us in like the middle of the first quarter. Closest I've ever gotten.
So
So you didn't really sit there.
No.
how long did you think?
It's more like you passed by.
So we went
Squatted there.
Yeah, I was squatting. The usher let us go down courtside to take pictures with our backs to the court and everything, and then no one was sitting there, so we're like looking around. Sat there for like half a quarter. It was so sweet.
Yeah,
Did you feel finer?
Oh, I felt so up class. I didn't like the people around me though.
There's so much to it. There's so much to it. Your feet are on the floor.
That's cool.
You can hear the trash talk, every word of it, and there's so much of that going on. You're in the light that is on the court. All the seats that are like 2 rows back, you're in darkness, and it makes you a little sleepier.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so being in the lights of the court, you feel alert, you feel more focused. It's like going to a high school basketball game, except it's the NBA.
How many times have you done it?
And where at?
Twice.
And yeah, and where was it?
Celtics games both times.
Okay.
I went to Celtics Lakers
That's
2 seasons ago. LeBron and Anthony Davis.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the year
at
after they
the
won.
Mickey Mouse Championship or no?
No, I think it was the year after.
Okay.
I went to see that game, and then last year I went to Celtics Jazz, and it's unbelievable. Yeah, I mean halftime you go into the bar that they have, and you see all these celebs and stuff in there. The LeBron game I went to, we were sitting next to David Ortiz on my left, and then
He smells great.
yeah, and then on my right it was from like. Oh, man, I'm not even going to remember. Snoop Dogg was there, but that's not who I was trying to remember.
Someone bigger than Snoop Dogg?
It was like an old rapper from the
era?
early Compton days.
Chuck.
NWA.
Dre?
No.
Ja Rule.
That wasn't early. That was like mid 2000s.
Sounds nice though.
He wasn't like, he wasn't somebody that everyone, he was like a little, he was under the,
B-list.
Downside, courtside. Let's do this for just a second. It's great. I mean, obviously, world-class experience. And probably the best ticket for professional sports.
I would say so.
And I don't want to spoil any other picks, but it's just like, you just can't, to your point. You're hearing the squeaks are too loud.
yeah.
It's you
Get
can
any
hear the
sweat on you?
coach yelling and stuff.
Yeah.
I will say one problem. I've sat courtside one time and was just so nervous to spill. It was at a college game, but it was just like nervous to spill beer. You know, I was just like having a cocktail there. I couldn't really relax. I was kind of like anxious. I was
You
really
need to
into the
drink
game.
more in the bar,
Yeah.
and then you'd be more calm. And then also they run the risk of running into you or the ball hitting you, which could spill your beer, and therefore, as Dave says, it's a toss-up. Whose fault it is?
Coin flip.
Yeah.
Coin flip,
Yeah.
50
It's a coin flip. You might be that guy. What about some people have been getting ejected lately courtside?
Well, they're misbehaving.
I think there's a delicate line there because the people who go courtside and then like talk shit.
Those are all people who snuck down like White Sox Dave.
I got a question for you for sitting when you've done a lot of these finer things. Do you ever feel like, holy shit, like I should not be here? Like, we'll use courtside as an example because that's the thesis of this pick.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I've never paid for. I've always gotten the tickets for free. And so there's definitely an element of not feeling like you belong, I guess. But who the fuck does belong? People that belong there, it's like celebrities, and then anyone who's not a celebrity, you're like, who's that guy?
Yeah. Do you think they're thinking that about you?
Maybe, but I'm not dressed. I don't dress ostentatiously when I go.
Do people? Is it like
People
like a
get
place to be seen?
Decked
Yeah.
out.
Oh yeah, that's the kind of people I don't like.
I saw Gucci Mane at a game, and he was wearing jewelry that like I'd never seen anything like it. You know, a diamond bracelet that was as thick as a sweatband, like an Adidas wristband that you might wipe your sweat off on, but it was all diamonds all the way.
Wow.
And it really made the light bounce.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I've always wanted to. I've always wanted to do.
Same.
Probably set glass though. It's probably not too dissimilar, right?
I think I think courtside.
You got
I don't want to tip
divider.
7
picks, but I think courtside is probably way better.
I would
Think about the major sports, right? There's nothing closer. There's a partition in every other thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right? There's
Even
something
with baseball.
separating you.
Yeah.
Baseball, you're
Foul
up in the above the dugout, whatever. Best seats in every other game. Football, there's a side, you're above, and then there's the team, and then the trainers. And
I wouldn't even want to sit first row for a football game, really.
yeah,
Yeah, you
I
can't.
want to have a little bird's eye view,
hockey.
Yeah.
There's the glass.
Like you could have pantsed LeBron
yeah,
if the urge came to you.
sitting courtside at an NBA game is an improvement on that experience. That as Dave said, you could argue that every other sport, you might want to actually be 10 rows back, center court or whatever.
This is a dumb thought, but it's also like, when are you going to be that close to people that huge?
Yeah.
Like, it's like an element of like, oh my God, like these people are freaks and you're right there and they're the same species, but way better.
Even just watching them warm up.
Yeah.
Like Jason Tatum, he's swishing every three.
They don't miss, right?
Yeah.
And to see him where you could grab him
Yeah.
and how fast he's moving.
He would get away.
It's off balance
Yeah.
shots. He's not just hitting them like the way we would if we were shooting in a gym.
Squaring up.
Yeah.
You're right. All right.
Awesome.
Sitting courtside. Off the board, Chief, you're up.
All right. So I wanted to pick like the bougiest thing that I could think of, and it's polo. Like that sport where they ride around on horses with the mallet. I don't even know what they're doing, but I feel like that is like the sport for like the richest people in the world. And I would like to go. I would like to experience it, but I feel like that is probably the bougiest, finer things like that you can do.
Is that a young man's game, Paulo?
I don't know.
I think
Somewhat, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like you get older and more brittle coming off some of those horses. The fall's got to be a lot.
It can be
worse.
rough. There's contact. Yeah, it's big in Argentina. And then it's a thing that like rich people love to put on but not participate in.
Like they put on the event.
That's like
they'll-
a rich guy thing.
They'll
period. It's
sponsor it.
just like to watch.
They'll own the horses, but they don't ride them themselves. They don't play. They bring in and pay the players to come on and put on exhibition matches for their friends.
Have you ever played?
No.
Have you been to a match?
I've watched some. Weirdly, an ex-girlfriend of mine got into it, but it was like the equivalent of street ball polo.
Okay.
It's like a horse farm in North Carolina.
Okay.
In
Random
one of those
people.
sports, I don't know if that's like open skate with hockey where you get a couple guys together and you go out and play. I think you have to have that organized
Pretty
structure.
well organized.
Probably the right horses too, I would imagine.
Yeah, they're different.
I can't
I
imagine
train
that they're
'em.
thoroughbreds, right? They got to be their own
You're a-
their
Like
thing.
Cubans. I
It's a
would
good
guess.
pick. It was on my list.
Yeah.
It was on my list. Strong.
Polo.
Strong.
Yeah. I wonder why it wasn't, I feel like it should. I have no exposure experience.
Anything?
Anything
Yeah.
in
No,
the United States? Have you seen? I feel like there could be a market for polo.
They have games in the Hamptons.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
do
I mean
big
more
out
rural.
there.
Like let's take it out to Kansas City, suburban Kansas City.
Have you been to a match?
No. Well, no, I haven't. I've been invited. A kid I used to tutor, his dad was like the U.S. ambassador to polo,
Oh, really?
and so they were really involved.
Yeah, I think of that. The
It's a
scene
title that
from Pretty Woman, where it's like Richard Gere and like Julia Roberts, and it's just like that. I'm like, holy shit! Like this is just all like the finest, like the hats, the dresses, like everybody's dressed to the nines, and then like people are like, yeah, like go play the sport no one really cares about, but it probably costs like millions to put it on.
A lot.
Yep.
All right, polo off the board. It's to me, a finer thing in life is flying first class on an airline. They separate you. They put a curtain in front of you.
Yeah, to let the poors like us
Yes.
know that, hey, you don't cross
Yeah.
into this part of the plane.
They're granted a higher class of food and beverage than the people behind them.
More leg room,
Yes.
less people, less congestion, first off the plane. Who was I talking? I was talking to someone recently. It was Dante actually. Some lady in first class, because now they're starting to board from the back of the plane on most airlines, which I don't know why they didn't always do that. But some lady was on a plane with Dante and she snapped because they boarded first class last and she wanted to be the first on the plane. Just I'm assuming so she could like judge everybody that was walking to the coach section of the plane.
Yeah. I got upgraded. This is probably like 6 years ago, and it was the first time I had flown first class, and they were coming around with like the drinks. And I'm like, like how much are it? I asked like the poor person question, like, sir, like the drinks are free. And I'm like, then I will have one. But it was just like I don't even know that the drinks were free in first.
Like the wedding scene where they offer him the hot towel, and he's like,
yeah,
what do I do with it?
Right.
You know? It's like that.
Like tucks it in his his shirt collar. Yeah.
I will say that flying business class, I don't know that I've ever flown first class.
Isn't business and first?
I thought they were pretty much the same.
No, there are a lot of there are planes. First of all, I was going to say there's a huge difference between flying business or first class internationally, versus flying fucking some 3-hour flight in America. Because the first class on like a United flight from here to
just a little bit wider.
Louis,
I just upgraded on our trip for tomorrow. I was either middle seat or pay $50 and sit it on the aisle.
Yeah,
I wasn't about to fucking.
If you're going from here to LA on, you can get like a JetBlue Mint seat or a Delta One. Those are nice. Those are pretty similar to what you get internationally. But if you do have an overnight international flight, and you have the lie flat seat, and you have the cocktail menu, and the food menu,
it's a game changer,
and the hot towels, and the DOP kit. The toilet kit with the amenity.
You just went above a level that I didn't know existed.
Here's your eye mask.
Yeah,
here's your face cream. We're sponsored by Kiehl's. We get the good stuff. Go ahead, whack off. Plenty of room in the bathroom.
Whack off's a good one. Haven't had in a while.
That is a much better. That I almost feel like we should specify that it's that.
It's that, like making sure that you're
an international first class,
because a first class seat.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, it's just wider.
America.
Yeah. But even they do offer a lot.
And don't be hesitant if you haven't flown first class internationally. I think it's the finer experience. I think we're going to be drafting I guess I don't know. We'll see.
I haven't done any of the things I'm about to draft.
Yeah.
Boy.
I just flew on our honeymoon. We flew on Qatar Airways to Kenya.
Is that the one with the shower?
No.
Okay.
So that's a good point. So those are only first class.
Yeah.
And that's when you get the Airbus A380s, which are the planes that don't even look like they should be able to fly. They're so enormous.
All planes.
Like I've only ever flown international flights on, I think, Boeing 777s.
Okay.
And then beyond that are the Airbus A380s, which they have 2 floors.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the time the first class cabin is above and will have a bar.
Oh, wow.
Like a congregating area. You'll get your own suite.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I've never seen that. I've never experienced that. I've never done that.
Well, that sounds
Those flights are
awesome.
like $17,000,
That's like
$20,000.
The way you describe that, it's like, don't land. Like, let's just
you don't want to get off
around.
the plane.
Yeah.
You don't want to get off the plane.
We're good. So
Flying first class. It's a good pick.
Carl.
Okay, we're at a restaurant and it says market price, and I'm ordering it.
That's a great.
And it's like now, for purposes of conversation, I'm gonna get more specific. For the graphic, market price, like easily, confidently hitting the market price or something like that. We'll figure it out.
Is he laughing at the?
Specifically, it's like a chilled seafood tower. It's on the appetizer. Like you just sat down.
Why don't you say not asking the market price?
No,
Yeah.
Just ordering without asking.
Not even caring. It could be $1 billion. Yeah.
Now, if we're gonna be specific about like balling out on a finer thing of life when we're talking about market price, and we're gonna get very specific, like surf and turf. It's your fucking 16th birthday. Your dad's like, go nuts. No, I'm talking about like you sit down with the boys right away. Can we get, water's coming up, like anything, get you guys to drink. It's like, we'll do this. Oh, by the way, throw in one of those chilled seafood towers.
Yeah, seafood tower for 2. Yeah.
And that's big time. That's so big time. And
it is big time.
Now, I don't know if that's like a finer thing, but I think it's like close enough.
It hits, dude.
That's for sure a finer
good one.
thing.
Okay.
I will not order the seafood tower because I'm like, that's too fine.
I don't know where this is. Too many. The oysters are too rich. Natural aphrodisiac. The lobster makes a play on that. How does lobster come into play on it?
They'll have a tail or a claw, maybe. That's a nice place. Yeah, usually seafood tower, I'm thinking it's got crab legs. Mm-hmm. It's got oysters.
Mm-hmm. A couple different types, too.
Maybe some clams, some steamers or something like that. It's all over ice.
A shrimp cocktail, but no more than 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Like I don't want like
shrimp
I don't want a whole plate of prawns.
No.
Just like 5 or 6 really good ones, rich cocktail sauce. And if you want to throw in some like exotic fresh fish,
Yep.
like a Johnny Stramaglia special.
Nice shout out. Dave had a whole thing of was it clams or oysters last
I
night
ate,
to
like,
yourself?
Clams, yeah.
Yeah, how'd that go?
I shit my brains out this morning. It was the clams.
Yeah,
It had to
It was
be.
the
You're the only
clams.
one that ate them.
yeah. I had one. And I was like,
I had one too. So.
Yeah, everyone was like, these don't taste right. And I'm like,
tastes fine to
they
me.
don't taste right, but I'm gonna keep eating them, and I did, and I shit my brains out.
I think clams are overrated. I'm gonna be honest.
I don't eat seafood very often at all, but as I've gotten older, I've gotten to have a better appreciation of it. I really like oysters. How different are oysters and clams? Because it's
Very.
been.
Very.
I just assume they're kind of similar, and I saw clams on the menu, and I didn't see oysters, and I was like, just assuming they're similar enough. I'm like, yeah, bring it, because I love oysters. Just
Yeah.
dump vinegar and the garlic, whatever in it. These were not the same.
Clams are chewy.
And the smell was like way too oceany. Seafood.
Yeah, it's very fishy. Yeah. Oysters there's a texture that you've got to overcome, but once you are,
That was always what I had to overcome.
If
It's
you-
like snot.
if you've overcome it,
Exactly right.
boy oh boy, what a world.
A little dash of Tabasco.
Little
Very good.
mignonette,
I don't
nice
know.
little mignonette. It's like what you said, the vinegar sauce.
Okay.
Sort of that, but it's clear. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
viscous at all.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
All right. Not asking the market prices off the board. White
It's a
Sox
very
Dave.
good
I like that pick.
Good
Yeah.
pick there, Carl.
I'm just going with the most chalk one. I can't believe it didn't go already. Country club membership.
Yep.
I had honestly thought that was going to go 1-1. Very self-explanatory. What's a good country club membership cost? 150 grand a year? No.
Yeah, good one. Yeah, like the really nice ones.
Depends on where
Not
you
150 grand a year.
I think
My sister works at a country club, and it's 120. I want to say.
I think someone in this room belongs to one. You can ask
I'm
him.
like, yeah, I belong to like the cheapest one in Chicago by far.
I mean, can we ask?
yeah, Ridge.
Well, I'm talking about cost.
Oh, the cost of it was like $7,500, like
A year?
up front. No, it was like
Your
up front to get a
initiation.
membership.
Yeah.
like,
Initiation was
That wasn't
75.
anything.
And then do you have dues every year too?
Yeah,
right?
my dues are super cheap. I don't like Frank's gonna laugh at me. My dues are like $370 a month.
Dude, I grew up in Maine. Okay, so we
They're so cheap.
we joined the Woodlands, but we couldn't afford to add the golf, so we were just social members.
Yeah.
So we were in that lower caste.
That's
You can
low.
use the pool.
It was pool, tennis, snack shack, grilled cheeses.
paddle in the winter.
They didn't have paddle.
Oh wow,
They didn't have paddle. It was not.
slumming it.
It wasn't the Portland Country Club was the nicest club,
Okay.
and their initiation fee is like I think $15,000. That's the nicest country club in Maine.
Wow.
Okay, so the Woodlands initiation fee, because when I turned 22, I joined, and as a junior member under a certain age, you age out of your family membership. I got to join for an initiation of like $2,000,
Yeah.
and then my dues were like $3,000 a
Yeah.
year at most.
And you get your privileges, you get to play greens fees and stuff. But like you have to pay for. So my club's unique because you have to take a caddy every time you golf.
That's a nice club.
That's sweet.
So, but like the course is,
That's expensive.
the course is only 6,200 yards from the tips. It's usually set up around like 6,000, 61. So it's very short. The greens are very small. Like 90% of the membership lives within 4 to 5 miles of the club. I grew up down the street. We belonged to a different club, and then when we were adults, I was a junior at Kelly. Met that closed. It like just hosted the Illinois.
That was a big, nice one, right?
It was in the southwest suburbs, out by Olympia Fields. It was super nice, and it was like really nice in its heyday in like the 90s. But then like the area deteriorates, people move out and stuff. So all those clubs closed except for Flossmoor, which is where like a lot of guys play. But they converted that from a country club to a golf club, which is a big difference because a golf club is just like guys hanging. They'll strip all the amenities from a country club, take all the money, dump it into the golf course. So golf clubs are really cool. But the experience at a country club is great when they're like, "Hey, Mr. Stirk, how are you today?" And you're like, "Just call me Mike, whatever."
Yeah.
Like you when you are
You want us to
building
bring
those
your bag up
relationships
for
around-
you?
Yeah, that's
exactly. We'll
Fucking
take it around
clubs that have been
front.
spiffed up. There's
Yes.
no dirt on them.
But it is expensive, and there is a trade-off because I know any given summer I'm trying to play
to get your money.
like 30 to 40 rounds of golf.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to pay more money to have a good experience. And probably the best part, I shouldn't say best part, by far the best part, is my dad's a member there. His locker's like down the aisle from mine. We get to play, I mean, not throughout the summer, probably we probably play like 3 or 4 times a month together. And like
great.
he's getting older and, it'd been, it's just really good experiences as you get older, because I'm well past the point where, and I don't know if anybody else has had this recently, where you look at your dad and you're like, you are definitely older. You are definitely
become aware of their mortality.
Yeah, so it's been a very good experience.
I'm at a point where
love it.
my parents still leave me voicemails, and I don't delete
Oh, my
them
dad
anymore.
does it, and it drives me. I let
It is 8:15 p.m.
so he can't leave voicemails anymore.
Really?
So you don't delete them, and Dave can't delete them.
I don't delete them because I want to listen to them once they've passed away.
Yeah.
Dave has his dad's number blocked.
Meanwhile,
love that.
You're not even speaking.
My dad's
to your
got my
father.
number blocked.
Would you ever join a club, Dave? There's a couple, I think.
If I had the disposable income. So my sister, she told me, she works at one. I'm not going to say it on air because of all the creeps that listen to us. But she works at one of the West Suburbs. She told me it was 120 grand a year.
Edgewood Valley.
Wow.
No, it's not. I'll tell you off air, obviously.
And
But
you know,
But all those, yeah, I mean, I know it's not 120 a year is a lot. That's an initiation fee, and then you have dues.
right, I don't know how it all works because I'm
Some of those
not
guys
a member of
ball
the Finer.
fuck out.
dude, out here, the Hamptons, New York City area, LA, places like that. Hamptons, there's a club called The Bridge, right? And it's one of the nicest ones out there. And the initiation is 1.1 million. Whew.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
Sabonics $1 million. And
Well, pay it.
there's a
Like,
bu-
that's where I think and for this draft pick, like finer country clubs where
yeah.
you have these, just extremely wealthy people that are willing to pay for like private golf experience. That's really what they're paying for. The
The-
1.1 million, that thing is just because they can charge it for people to go out there and play quality golf and be left the fuck alone.
The fucked up part is that, if you were to buy a house out in the Hamptons, you couldn't join a golf club, like, you're fucked. A lot of people or join a club and then move
Okay.
Wow,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
and
yeah.
like base where their summer house is going to be on their membership of their country club.
That's crazy.
It's pretty wild.
That is
Yeah.
wild.
I want to live that.
We were talking off air right before you got in here, saying if you did hypothetically make the move with the mass migration from here to Chicago, Chicago golf, that's where I grew up, Chicagoland golf. I've never even stepped foot on the property, and I've lived within a mile of it my entire life.
They shouldn't let you then.
No.
I wouldn't want
I had a couple friends that came from money that were caddies there growing up, and I remember Chris O'Donnell was one of the celebrities my buddy caddied for, amongst the others. But
Robin from Batman and Robin.
Yep, that's
Correct.
a really good bad movie, by the way.
Yep.
That is under the topic of discussion. But like I said, I've lived there 20 years, and within a 30-minute drive my entire life, and I've never even been on the property.
I love the idea of you walking in there with like a spitter.
Yeah, a spittoon.
Yeah.
I would hawk one all over the fucking first green just
There
to
you go.
piss people off.
That's exactly why you shouldn't be allowed.
You wanted to?
First
pick,
green
Dave.
is, by the way, that's like there's many other places you could do that. You have to walk into the course to do that.
I know.
Okay.
I'll get on that course one day.
Someday, Dave.
Someday.
I believe in you. You're up again.
And this one also I think is pretty chalk. Vintage alcohol collection, like wine, bourbon, whiskey, all that shit. Like, aged 18 years from Bordeaux, France.
You're going wine. You could say like wine collection in there too.
Yeah, I said vintage alcohol.
Little Pappy Van Winkle.
Yeah.
I've heard that's delicious. Never had
You
it.
had that?
I was gifted a bottle
Really?
when I did my special.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Yeah. It was pretty sweet.
I didn't.
By a guy from Chicago, actually.
Really? It's like a
Who opened
fan?
for me?
He opened?
Chris Bader. Do you know him?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, we're good friends with Chris.
Come on.
Yeah, Chris is the man.
Come on.
Yeah.
A bottle of Pappy.
I love
I
Chris.
gave him a bottle of Pappy.
He is a great.
Nice.
He's got this like great thing that was going around the internet today. This great promo today because he's like, why he's just ripping on the Jeffrey Dahmer special. I'll send it to you afterwards.
Nice.
He's so funny.
Chris
Glad you
Bader's
brought
great
him up.
people. I
Yeah, I love
Chris.
Bader.
really good dude.
guy.
Oh yeah.
How was it?
Unbelievable, and one of those things where I was really pleased with how careful I was about not drinking it.
Yeah.
See, that's my issue, and
It lasted me like 2 years.
Oh, wow.
I'm
One
gonna-
bottle.
show my scumbag side a little bit right here. I believe the nicest bourbon that I've ever been gifted, or whiskey, brown liquor, whatever, is Whistle Pig, aged 12 years. It's a $150 bottle. and just it's not some crazy expensive. I got it for Christmas.
That's nice stuff.
That is good.
It's
really good
excellent,
stuff.
and I'm not saying that because they're a sponsor of many programs at Barstool, but it was very good. But same thing, like I didn't want to drink it, even though I liked it, because I was worried about drinking it all.
Yeah, but if you still do drink it, then when you finish the bottle, you're like, I'm pleased that I had the willpower not to just.
Yeah.
It took me a couple months.
Slug it.
I would have like a glass here and there, and that
Yeah.
was it.
So one of my good friends, he was like the first of us to get married and the first of us to have kids. So he just like gave up on like having a social life at all because he had like 3 kids under 3 at one point. So he just took all the money that he would do going out and like started collecting nice bottles, and he would have the Pappy. And so we would go over there. I would go over there to like watch football, and he would do little tastings. And that's how I knew like I was kind of a scumbag, because I couldn't tell the difference. Like I was just like
You
like
would
a
be
little
able
bit,
to.
but like he was like, and he would have I can't even like remember all the different ones. I'm like, oh yeah, it's good. It's nice.
The only differentiating thing I can sense is that when you take a sip of Pappy versus, let's say, like a $20 bottle of whiskey,
Yeah.
it doesn't make you grimace.
Yeah.
It's smooth, and it doesn't. You don't have to like hold your mouth closed to not show that you suck at drinking.
I still would feel it like in my chest a little bit though.
Yeah.
I feel
It'll warm you up.
Yeah.
For sure. I got what are the fucking bottles you put alcohol in?
Decanters?
Yeah, decanters. I got one for Christmas with my initials engraved, more proving what a scumbag I am. It was DWA instead of my name's David Allen Williams. So it went D, like a bigger W, and then A, and I thought they fucked it up. So I told my mom, I'm like, hey mom, like I love the gift, thank you, it's great, but they got my initials wrong. So she didn't even realize it because she's also a scumbag. It runs in our family. And I tweeted out a picture. I'm like, oh, look at this. And people were like, you fucking moron. You don't know how decanters, like, initials actually go. I'm like, no, I don't.
That's pretty inside baseball. I don't know that I would have known that the big letter is the last name and goes in the middle.
Did you guys have the LL Bean backpack growing up?
Sure did. I grew up in Freeport, Maine.
There you go. Of course you had it.
We had the LL Bean credit card.
You got to talk to Mr. Portnoy.
Oh, yeah.
He's got beef with LL Bean.
He's got, because they stopped taking
he was running a scam.
They stopped the lifetime policy.
Because of people like him.
Yes,
Right.
exactly.
And he was pissed that.
But I remember the backpacks. Oh, wait, you could have like your initials on it.
Yeah.
And they did that then. So like the last name was in the middle.
Name?
William.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
William. All right.
So it's
Carl.
RBW instead of RWB.
Correct.
Carl, you're up.
I have a couple things. Nothing really jumps out creatively, so I'm going to take. I think this is chalk, but I just like limousines in general. Like limousines only exist for people to ride in the back of. Like the only reason anybody invented a limousine is because they're like, no, you know what? I just need more. Bigger. I need a window to get rid of the driver. I just need like a big old fucking space for myself. And then like the sunroof. And when you get into a limousine, you're like, I don't know, when you were like a kid, like, hey, a limo's going to take us to the airport. Like, why? Like, why is this? And then a guy shows up and he's just in like a tuxedo. Like, who are you? Like, hello, my name is Manny. Opens be taking you to O'Hare. Like, oh fuck, we're going up to O'Hare today. Like that's 50 minutes away. Midway is 25. We're going to O'Hare. Like, there's a long limo ride. Like, let's go. And like you'd be going on vacation, be more jacked up for that limo ride. Just limousines in general. Like riding a limo still to this day, it hits. I know Uber. There's other stuff out there.
I think this covers it all though, because I had car service on mine. I think that's
Sure.
Like,
Yeah.
Sure.
a limo is a car service.
Limo's pretty cool though, because it's throwback.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
It's
I look
not
at
like I don't want like
I don't think you see
fucking
limos
parade.
anymore.
I don't need to look. I'm not the
really.
cartel. I don't need like a parade of big black.
Have limos turned trash?
Yeah,
I think they have.
They have.
I think
so
they have.
We're now remembering them from we're saying, let's say limos in like the 90s.
1998, 88 or something.
Yeah.
These limousines.
Like
Home Alone.
limos.
Kevin.
Macaulay Culkin.
I'm not tapping into it right now. Like us, like yo guys, we should order a limo to take us to.
Prom.
We did that for to go
Prom
to
Could
the.
probably do it for like $200.
Yeah.
Hey, I will say this because obviously it's funny in hindsight. When we went to the casino that day for our Christmas party,
Yep.
little backstory. So this is what
And got us a limo.
2016 or
I think
17.
it was 14.
It was 2014.
Yeah, it was 14.
Yeah.
God damn, we're old. So this is fucking 8 years ago. Big Cat got us a limo to take us from like a bar in Wrigley or something to the Horseshoe and back. And I was at a different table and I got on a heater and I looked at Carl and he had that vein popping out of his head because he was getting fucking smoked.
Well, I think I split
Bad.
sevens right in front of him.
And
So-
this is like more primitive Barstool Chicago, obviously. So not a lot of people knew us in public, but I was sitting at a table with nothing but stoolies and that table's fucking red hot. And I kept looking over at you guys, just one after the other getting smoked. I had to cover part of that limo ride for Dan. I swear to God.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's funny.
That's actually
We lost so much money. And I won like $800 that night.
I had the
Had to
dealer
spin.
tell me I couldn't go to the ATM anymore. Like, you can't. Like,
that makes me feel. I mean, I was still in college, so Dan was like, "Yo,
Yeah, yeah.
don't worry,
Oh, he gave you guys money.
but I
remember.
gave it. I won. He's like, just if you win, give it back. That's
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
courtesy. So I did give it back. So that's
that. Yeah,
that's crazy that the dealer told you couldn't.
yeah.
go to the
Well,
ATM.
because I had been drinking, and they're like, I think it was like, hey, like,
Well, he also smoked that night. And
yeah, I did.
he smoked in the limo. He took a hit of a joint or something, and I remember he went like this. After like 5 minutes, he just goes, and he was just staring at the ceiling for a second. I'm like, that guy is super.
Yeah, and I'm not like a weed guy, so when I do smoke, it's like, especially back then, I never smoked,
Yeah.
and so it like hit me hard.
Like a freight train.
Yeah.
We hit a bunch of alcohol in the booze or in the bushes outside the casino, so
gonna
we
say
could get it
Francis?
for the limo.
Remember that?
I took a party bus once to a casino with some friends, and it was like sponsored by one guy paid for it, you know, and there were some strippers on it, which I didn't know about, and towards the end, I mean, everyone was boozing, and towards the end,
Don't get canceled.
someone asked, like, I don't know how it even came up, but one of the guys was like, how much would you guys pay me if I let one of the strippers pee in my mouth? And someone was like, I don't know, $1,000. And we came up with the money, and then she did it. And then I think he lost that $1,000 in like 4 hands.
How much did you have to pay her to do it?
I think she just did it for free.
Oh, okay.
Did you get the drill dough out?
No, I don't think we had any of that stuff. I was
Tell
pretty
him about the drill dough,
disgusted.
Ed.
you brought it up. Are you a big drill dog guy?
I've never used one. I've seen them in use though.
What's a drill dough?
I've seen him
It's
used.
a drill, and they
the
put a
power
dildo
tools.
on it, and then from what I saw, I only saw it once. She held his hand so he couldn't like hurt her, obviously. But you just like push a button and it spins around, and you drill to her.
All right.
You're more of a chindo guy personally, right? You put the
I don't think I know what that is.
you strap the dildo onto your chin and you chindo
Puts it
her.
around the forehead. He does the rhino.
I'm about to. No, I'm not. I'll tell you guys off camera.
Unicorns or what?
Let her.
Nothing off.
Yeah,
Come
whatever.
on.
Oh, yeah, it's for the boys, right? No one's listening.
No, it's not. This is a safe space.
So my birthday is the day before Halloween, and every year we'd go up to Madison for the Halloween Freak Fest. It was called at University of Wisconsin. Fucking awesome party. They had huge bands there. OAR was there one year, I remember. And I became friends with my high school roommate who I would visit. I became friends with his roommates. I still to this day I'm friends with them. And they got me strippers for my birthday. I think I was 20. I don't think I was of legal age to consume alcohol yet. So obviously I didn't touch alcohol that entire weekend because that's illegal and irresponsible.
Correct.
Nevertheless, one of the strippers had me lay on my back and she put a lollipop in my mouth and fucked the lollipop. And then like 10 minutes later, like people had pictures of me. I was just like eating the lollipop like normal.
Yeah, that's a trick. Yeah,
And I didn't even realize I was doing it. I was so intoxicated.
yeah.
I was 21 actually.
21 stories.
So this is limousine.
Yeah, limousine. Yeah.
Yeah, limousine.
Yeah.
Lollipop at a puss.
Lollipop tails.
Anything else on limousines? A preference on the colors? White, black? A dirty white limousine?
When was the last time you saw one?
We got a stretch limo.
That wasn't an Escalade?
Yeah, you don't see them often anymore.
Yeah, I think
if
it's
at
the
all.
only version you see is the Escalade version.
Limos will return though. I'm
think
confident
so?
of that, yeah.
I feel like
Friends-
now, like when you watch, what's that HBO?
and Valleys.
Yeah, it's Secession. Everyone.
Yeah, but they have like the
Yeah.
car with the sedan with just
Yes.
like infinite leg room.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I think that.
Yeah, I think that's like another level.
Yeah.
Like if there's another level than finer things in life.
A Maybach is the nicest thing you can get driven in.
I don't even know what a Maybach is. I don't.
Neither do I.
I think it's a Mercedes sort of.
Oh, it's like a Sprinter type deal.
No.
Maybach. I'm assuming.
Maybach. Look up the Maybach. It's like a Rolls.
You been in one?
No.
No.
Oh yeah, I mean this is like the most beautiful.
They have there's like a built-in champagne chrome.
Oh.
thing.
Yeah, this looks like
Legroom.
I've seen it on TV. Like this is what I'm
insane.
talking about. Yeah.
This is not a car. This is like
Yeah.
a spaceship. This is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Okay, that's a different. Maybe that's a
Too
different.
much.
Like it fits. And being driven in a luxury car. I like limos.
Yeah. All right, it's to me. This is pretty chalk, but I've never had it. And then when people always say the finer things, it's always like the first joke, and it's caviar.
Yeah,
You know, it's very chalk.
it's so chalk.
Shout out Johnny Stromaglia
I
again.
have a good.
You've had caviar?
I had it. Yeah.
Really?
Carl, you had it too, right?
I've had it before. I haven't had it with Johnny though.
Chief and I go out to Supreme Lobster. Obviously, we've said Johnny's name a couple times.
Yeah.
because he's like the seafood king of Chicago, and so we're doing a video there. The family's giving us a check for the Barstool Fund. It's not related. Like, hey, do a video for us, and we'll give you a check for the Barstool Fund. We were just going out to do a video, and then we were leaving. And he was like, "Here's a big check." So just like great friend of the program, all that stuff.
He's the best.
Awesome dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we're out there. We're doing the video. He's got all this crazy shit. He supplies like a big sushi place in Chicago, like notable sushi place with like their highest end stuff, which is priced like extremely expensive. And then on the loan, like they're supplying everybody. Like,
They supply Mixteco next door to us, the little Mexican place.
so we got the
I see the truck there all the
you got the setup in the back, and they're like, all right, we're going to take you through a couple different things we've got laid out, you know, sushi and all the shit. And then in the corner, they got the caviar. And so we're like trying the caviar. And so how much is this? Okay, we sell this for, $100 a jar. We sell this for $200 a jar. And then there's another jar, and a guy comes, he's like, you got to try this one. So I'm eating it mouthful. And Johnny looks over, and he was like, are you eating that one? I'm like, yeah, how much is this one? He was like, dude, it's like $2,000 a jar. And was
I
like,
think
"Yeah,
it was like a
Beluga.
spoonful or something. Like it was crazy. Yeah.
So there's
And,
different.
but then I was like, I'm so what do I? And he was like, I don't give a fuck. Keep the jar. I don't care.
Yeah.
They were fucking with me. I was ready to spit it up. It was so I had like the best caviar of all time. I couldn't even enjoy it though because the anxiety overwhelmed me.
Really?
And it was like one of those things that I always like, that's bullshit. It was awesome.
Really?
Like, I
tasty.
loved it.
If you do it with like the right cracker and the creme fraiche, and then you do the caviar, and then you get the icy vodka, and do it the way that the Russians do it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a treat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it like lived up to the hype, and I'd always thought it was like
Or champagne.
rich people just doing rich people shit for the sake of it, like
yeah.
we're pretending to like it because it's rare.
Yeah.
No, it's actually just real. It's awesome.
So
A pro Russia comment from Francis. Interesting.
the way they do caviar is they
know
wrote
what
the
they're doing.
formula for
Yeah.
it, and it's fucking awesome.
And it's usually like sturgeon, right?
So sturgeon is the most common now. By the way, did you know that the fucking Hudson River was like one of the hotbeds for caviar for a long, long time?
No.
How does that
When,
go?
like 100
Overfished?
years ago?
What's that?
Like how long ago?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
But you can look it up. But yeah, sturgeon, there were tons of sturgeon in the Hudson.
Huh, I never
And
knew
it got
that.
overpolluted and all that shit.
Yeah.
But originally, caviar, I think the really expensive kind was beluga, the whale.
Blue, that's not a mammal. Isn't it?
It is a mammal, actually.
I think it is, yeah.
So how would they have caviar?
Caviar is eggs.
I know.
Yeah. What he's saying actually makes sense to me.
Can you look up and see if beluga caviar is a thing, or am I just talking out of my...
You might be right, but I understand what Dave's saying, where like they...
It is a
They'll
thing.
pull one of these out every now.
So you would have to like catch a female beluga whale.
Beluga caviar.
Like-
thing.
But now they don't. Now that's illegal. I don't think
I can see why it would be illegal
Yeah.
because you'd have to like slaughter the animals.
you kill them.
Yeah.
the eggs out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't
Yeah.
do beluga caviar. You can't get anymore.
It says, I mean,
3,800
yeah, 3,800 right here.
Or maybe you
for a
can,
10.
but
Yeah.
Well, that's a finer thing in life is
yeah.
There's only one place
Discarding
that's
whales.
allowed to farm beluga caviar, so,
assuming
And that's farmed.
according to Wikipedia.
I mean, you could get it right here. I'm assuming it comes from overseas, right? It's got to.
This is like, you get shark fin soup.
breaking international
Yeah.
game and wildlife conservatory rules.
Yeah. So caviar is my pick.
I just had to refill
Very
that.
chalk, like I said, but it's like the
I've had it
joke,
one time, and I just
jokes
remember
exist
being
for a reason.
Yeah.
super salty, and I didn't like it.
I thought it was
That was
great.
like years and years and years ago.
Yeah.
Chief, you're up.
I'll just take gated community. So I think that's like anytime you need to have like a fence or a gate and like specifically with a person like manning it, being like, who are you? And I went out to a wedding in Palm Springs last April, and it was the fanciest wedding I've ever been to by far. And I roll up in like whatever, I think I had like a Hyundai Elantra rental car. And then the guy like actually like questioned me. And he's like, "Can I see your invitation?" Because I had like this. So then I pull into this place, which is like the finest country club. Like the Kardashians have a house there. It was like unbelievable. And it's like Bentley, Mercedes, Ferrari, and then I like just pull right in next to him with my Hyundai Elantra.
Did you do a little look around to make sure no one saw you get out of it?
No, I knew what I was doing. Like, and it was not like they could look at me and be like, "That's the Hyundai Elantra guy." You know, it was like that kind of a place. So, but it was a spectacular wedding. But like just having that gate at the front, being like,
It was big time.
yeah, it was like a big time place.
Nice gate.
Yeah.
Now that could go the other way if it's a gated community, they never have anybody at the gate.
Yeah, they
And it's
gotta
just like
they gotta have
like a sham gate. No,
Yeah, you need like
send
a
you the other way.
you
Gated
shouldn't-
community with guard.
Yeah, with a guard.
On duty, 24/7.
Yeah, you can't just like have like a fob. Like
You a fan of the gate, Francis?
No.
No.
no, why's that?
I mean, I grew up in the woods.
Oh yeah, I get what you're saying. on that.
I would
Yeah.
never want to live in a gated development.
Yeah, I don't know that I would either, but it is like that is to me like a finer thing. So
The thing is that all the houses in those gated areas look exactly the same.
Yep.
There's no
that-
character.
You
Little
feel it's
track housing,
Truman
yeah.
Show, kind of this weird, everyone watching out for each other, but kind of watching each other, judging.
yeah, it's a Jones's place. Yeah,
Even just like a gated house, it's like, you see, like I'm sure
like Fresh
fucking-
Prince of Bel Air.
or like Prince's Gate in Minnesota. It's probably
Oh, yeah.
crazy, like
Okay, so
ever seen
gated house
MJ's
I
house?
actually think are kind of cool.
yeah.
You ever seen MJ's house, Ed?
I've
Park,
seen
the big
pictures of it.
2-3.
Yeah. My dad took us there when we were younger. He's like, "That's Michael Jordan's house." Sweet.
You hop the
Can't
fence?
see it.
Everybody get in the car.
It's still
Oh, you can't-
still for sale, right?
Car, we're going for a
Still
drive.
for sale.
Yeah,
That's an option, Francis, if you move.
you buy Jordan's house.
Oh,
Hey, we could put our office there. It's got a full court
That
basketball.
is true. We could
Nice.
just do that.
nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Be nice. Okay, Francis, you're up again.
Okay. I'm gonna go with. I think I'm gonna go with infinity pools, slash personal pools in your own room on vacation.
Oh,
Oh,
Like when your own room
Oh yeah.
has its own pool.
That was very.
yeah.
Smaller pool. Usually it's an infinity pool.
yes.
And
Yeah.
you don't have to go to the fucking main area where the kids are splashing around, pissing in it,
That's nice.
having your own pool.
These are big in the Mykonos. All the
Now-
girls are taking the pictures over there.
Yeah.
What about like a hotel in like rural Wisconsin that has an indoor pool and then like the door opens up with like a balcony into that pool area? Is that what you're talking about? You're talking about
That's
you're the
connected
only
to the
one.
gym.
yeah.
That the highest dumbbells are 40 pounds.
Are we in Bali? Are we anywhere specific? Now, for the purposes of the pick, but like,
Tropical.
make me as specific as possible. Put me in the room right now.
All right, so we were in Mozambique for our honeymoon. It's a island. Well, it's not an island. We were on an island in Mozambique off the eastern coast of Africa near Zanzibar and whatnot. And our room was its own like cottage on the beach, and the room gave out onto a deck which was connected to its own infinity pool that looked out. You could put your arms on the ledge and look, and you were looking at the beach.
Hey Francis, what city were you in Mozambique?
I think there was an Anthony Bourdain episode that went there. It looked unbelievable.
Is that right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
We flew into Villankoulos, but the island was called Bengera, Bengu.
Do they
Did
commercialize
did they fix their runways there? I thought last time it was a little bit shorter. I thought they were trying to lengthen those.
Are you? What? What do you mean?
Where did you fly into? You just say it so casually. What was the name?
Villankoulos?
I'm looking.
I've
at
never been to this fucking
What the
place.
fuck is Villankoulos?
I'm looking at it right
City
now.
in Mozambique.
I'm looking at it right
It's
now.
our honeymoon.
It's like the most beautiful.
Yeah, honeymoon.
But Bengera is where we went.
Yeah, the island.
Island, Bengera.
Mozambique.
Benguerra.
So I'm looking at Mariano, Bazaruto.
Well, you were in between what else when you were picking your honeymoon?
Well, we went to 3 places in Africa. We went to Kenya for safari, went to Rwanda for gorilla trekking.
Did you track him?
Yeah, we
Saw
hung
him?
with the gorillas. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Did they get into a war?
No, that's the chimps. That's the chimps.
Have you ever seen the movie Congo?
Insanely fucking territorial.
Congo, that's a good bad movie,
That's why they
Dave.
beat their
Yeah, it
chests.
is.
I know, but like
You know,
might-
Dave, you ever see Congo when they train the monkeys with the lasers?
Yeah, not in a long time though. That's probably a great bad movie though.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, Carl, why did you say, was there truly an issue where the
I had never heard of
runways-
that airport. I just wanted to act like I was familiar with the area.
No,
and try and build some.
That was funny.
The reason I ask if they where you went, do they commercialize it like Cancun for like Westerners?
I mean, it's like boutique-y, you know. They welcome honeymooners and stuff, and there's a lot of people from, fucking England.
Western.
Austria.
There's not like a bachelorette
yeah.
party walking around.
No, it's small. There's only 20 rooms,
Oh.
and so everyone has their own fucking butler,
No,
basically
that's
that you're assigned for
That's
3
it.
days.
There you go.
That's very
Menu
nice.
changes every day. There's only like
You don't want to get
you have
bored.
to choose between one of two things. But it's like whatever they caught on the boat that day.
Oh, that's awesome.
They just bring it up the beach. You're looking at the tuna they caught.
Yeah.
An hour later, you're eating sashimi.
We
A
did
personal
that.
pool on
Electronics
vacation
from Maglia.
Personal pool.
is a
Yeah.
fine thing.
Personal pool. Are these too esoteric? Like, am I naming shit?
No, that's great.
No.
No.
No, I like that pick because that is a fine thing in life, and
Yeah.
and I was hoping there'd be moments in this draft where I'd be like, I would like to experience that. So that's on the list now. Thank
That is nice.
So you went to an African safari. You wrestled with gorillas and went into the beaches of
Spearfishing for tuna.
Eastern Africa and all that. I've never been out of the country before. Ever.
Really?
I just got a passport this year, this calendar year.
You never been to
January.
Canada?
Nope. I've looked into Canada from a hotel room.
You gotta do.
Dave, you
You
would
gotta do that video with Donnie.
Oh, he texted me like 2 weeks ago. He's like, "Hey, are you still on for this?" I'm like, "I got the passport. Let's go."
You would love that. You would love that, Francis. They were gonna go to the Dominican Republic, and Dave
I'm gonna
was
go scout baseball players.
Yeah, look for.
That's good. That's a good plan. I like that.
Yeah. I'm
You
very
got to get to Windsor too. That is your paradise.
My dad has been to Windsor, and he came back. He's like, I love that place. It's just the scuzziest, scummiest place on the planet.
So bad, but you would love it.
You could see the smokestacks from.
I feel like
Detroit.
that's
I'm
where you're going to do your honeymoon. Like if
I would
Francis
love
went to Africa, you're going to go to Windsor.
Definitely bachelor party at the least.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I'll do. The
Yeah.
bachelor party.
You know, there are places out there that you would really like around the world that would suit your very
we
childish.
just talked about Windsor, Canada, Ontario.
Yeah.
It's only like a 4-hour drive too.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're afraid of other countries,
It's not that I'm afraid. It's that I was always broke. Couldn't afford going to African safaris.
Canada's cheap.
No,
man.
I understand that. I mean,
Mexico
that's
is
relatively
cheap as
speaking.
hell.
I had
Mexico's
5
super cheap.
siblings. There's 6 of us. Packing up 8 people, that gets pricey. So I couldn't.
Why haven't you
experience.
gone now? How old are you now?
33. I turned 34 in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
And once you became
No, I very much
gainfully
want to.
employed, you just didn't really.
Well, at that point, like by the time I had the disposable income to do like kind of whatever I want, not whatever I want, but kind of whatever I want, most of my friends are married with kids now, so it's not like, hey, let's go to fucking Cancun.
I see.
I actually may be going to Cancun with Dante for between Christmas and New Year's because it's like our one off week or
Cool.
one of 2.
Cool.
Nice.
I'm
You're
not-
up again.
man, let's go. I
Francis.
know
I feel
people.
bad. I'm not trying to like be.
No. I wasn't. I didn't take
What
it.
was your first round pick?
I just never
You
did
had
it.
sitting courtside.
Sitting courtside, infinity pool, hotel room. I'm excited to see where third round goes.
But the reason I bring that up is because you wanted the dichotomy between Francis and I. I've never been out of the country before.
Yeah.
There you go. Nice dichotomy there. All right. Okay. So for number 3, this is. I mean, I'm getting real specific now. Is that okay?
bring me in.
Oh yeah.
Paint a picture.
I have a couple here, but I think what I'm going to go with is a screened-in porch.
Like a sunroom.
No. Now, I grew up in Maine, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's 3 months. You guys are Chicago.
Not too dissimilar.
There's 3 months of the year where it's nice to be outside.
They got bad bugs in Maine too.
And the mosquitoes are rampant.
Huh.
It'll kill you. And they make it unpleasant. Because you want,
Yeah.
sunset, that's the best time of the night. Have a cocktail, have a beer, right? And you're outside and you're getting destroyed
alive.
by mosquitoes the size of birds.
So this is like a specific one to where like you grew up.
I guess so. So
because I know where I grew up, a screen and porch is like
Pretty regular.
it's like okay, where are you from? Elsip? Like big thing. I get it.
That was an uncalled for shot right there.
No, dude, I'm
That's
from
the friendly
Oak
village.
Lawn. We
That's the
don't
friendly
have,
village.
I
Tell 'em about the
Elsip,
friendly village, Ed.
Crestwood,
Nice.
Worth
water
Town,
tower.
all Worth Township properties.
we didn't add a screened-in porch into our house until things started going well. Wow. We built the house, and then for 15 years we lived in it, and then finally we could afford to enclose an outdoor room.
I feel like that wouldn't even be that expensive.
It was kind of a thing. I don't know.
Is it a nice screen and porch? You got pictures? You want to pass them
I
around?
don't
Yeah.
think I have any pictures, but yeah, it's nice.
Dad?
I don't know.
I have something to say.
Be able to eat dinner outside without getting eaten by bugs.
Ed,
Yes, Dave.
this pic stinks.
Oh, no.
See, like I to me, this is like I might just take a nice sunset next. You know, like that's like it's a thing that's fine to you that you enjoyed, but it's not like
I
it
didn't-
doesn't scream.
Should I change it?
No,
Oh, no, you-
no, it's
Hands
too
off
late.
the chess piece now.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
too
you
late
drafted
now.
it. Now people will be free to rip on you.
Well, I didn't know that I would get fucking class shamed for. Oh, everybody I know has.
Is
a
this the
screened-in
first time
porch.
that ever happened to you?
I mean, regionally, it might have been a fine.
Well, that's like
It was a fine thing. Not many people in Maine had screened-in porches.
You would think that they would have it would be more common because it's such an issue.
They're expensive though. You got to have a
they
room.
got screen in porches like on the Value and shit, right?
On the what?
Like the,
Yeah, true,
you know?
true.
Think about it. It's a room you can only use for 3 months of the year. That's
Yeah.
that's a luxury in Maine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Man, you guys have it good. Up there. Jesus Christ.
You'll see soon.
Yeah, I just
Hey,
think it's kind of common.
Dave's not willing to go to Canada.
It's
and
not
yet
that I wasn't willing. It's
I
that I
can't throw
didn't
a
have the
rock
means.
without hitting a fucking screened-in porch.
Gets personal in here, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
Jesus Christ.
Actually, I might have gone into Canada one time. My it was my cell phone. It had like the geolocator, and it sent me a text message when I was in Detroit, and it said "Welcome to Canada." I was just that close to the border. So.
Nice. Cool.
Chief.
I'll take going to the theater. So, like, I'm thinking not just like some,
Like John Wilkes Booth Theater.
like a nice theater experience. You get dressed up. Like, I know, like, I feel like everybody saw Hamilton, but like one of those big marquee type shows where it's like it's an event.
Red
You're-
curtains.
Yeah,
everyone's
you're
in
going
tuxedos.
to the theater. Like I wore a blazer to the, a blazer, a nice top, like you do it up nice.
I feel like that's where people have the binoculars with the stick. So you know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
oh yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good pick.
I think you should have worded it differently, but I
How would I word
Yeah, 'cause
going to
theater,
the
I-
theater?
would have said the
I
opera.
honestly thought Nicole Kidman AMC, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I assume people are going to listen, and you're not going to put an AMC logo on the.
I wouldn't do
giving-
that to you, the graphic eye. May
might be-
I put going to the theater in parentheses John Wilkes Booth.
with the
Or
picture.
just- yeah.
That's an insane thing you did.
Sorry, which did I put? Like a
No, like that's
live
You
play?
didn't say John Wilkes Booth. Dave said
that. Dave said that. I think I referenced
Is it-
Hamilton.
assassination.
Yeah, I don't want
I
to.
don't think Chief is taking an. I don't
Yeah.
think Chief is taking an assassination.
Okay.
I'm not.
wanna
Somebody
speak
in
for you,
here
though.
seen the Book of Mormon.
Yeah.
I've heard
it's piss pants funny.
It's great.
Yeah. I've not seen it, but I've heard it's just.
So do you? I like the theater. I like the pick. I had something similar. I'll bring up an honorable mention that I won't make.
I'm actually going to take one similar too.
It's more of like I like what you're saying. But it's more the night because when you know it's like a theater night, you know it's
Yeah, 'cause your
completely
family
different
does that.
attitude. Yeah,
Yeah.
we do it with my brothers, my mom,
Yeah.
my cousins.
do it every year, right?
Yeah, all the boys in the family, and then all the aunts. None of the dads or anything.
Wait, you go to like
and you
Nutcracker?
were not allowed to bring our wives or anything. And our aunts, we go to the we go see Christmas Carol.
Or that's
at the Goodman in Chicago, and then we have this like big ass dinner
Yep.
before, and then we go to Division Street afterwards.
It's
and
the
act like
whole.
assholes.
Yeah, it's the whole. It is
It's
like.
a great night.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and it's one of the. I haven't done it since I went to Hamilton, I think, but that was the last time I did. But it is like it's an experience. Like you get kind of like gassed up for it a little bit, like when the lights go down and you're like ready to. It's not just going to the AMC. It's elevated.
Yeah, the pre-show dinner is a difference too.
Yep.
It's just like the vibes are good, and the other difference is it's not like going to a show. Like if Mrs. Carl's like, I want to go to a, she doesn't do that. But if she's like, I want to
Yeah.
go see a show, you're like, okay, we'll go see the show where it comes up. It's more of like mutual, like, we should have a show night. Like, let's have a
Yeah.
big night. Like, get that, get to go pick something nice out.
Show.
You got to plan it out.
Dave's going to wear the pea coat.
Picture the pay bill.
Yeah.
You know where I got that Pico, Ed?
Target. Did you know that?
They've got some good ones there.
Yeah.
Because yeah,
$129.99, I believe.
I think it was actually more than that. It was like last minute thing I needed. I had a wedding in Rockford and I didn't want to wear like a winter coat over my suit jacket.
Yeah, you gotta have a pea coat in the road.
So I stopped at Target on the way there and got a peacoat.
Rockford wedding.
And Ed loves that. Ed thinks I'm a peacoat guy just because I've worn peacoats. Does that make me a peacoat guy?
Yeah. More than not wearing them. Like, you are significantly further
That's
down.
toss up.
what's wrong with a peacoat?
Nothing. But, no, it was just well,
It's hard to explain.
it's hard to explain.
Yeah.
Is it douchey?
No.
No.
I got super fucked up one night and left my North Face at a bar and lost it. And the only thing I had for a while, because I just didn't give a shit to get another jacket, was a peacoat. So I'd wear a peacoat like frequently. It was
You
because-
became a peacoat guy.
kind of like by default because I was being a scumbag.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, would you say the peacoat guy is the epitome of fashion in your mind?
No.
Okay.
What?
I never tried to say that it was.
Yeah, I know.
And Ed acts like I act like that.
No, I didn't.
You guys have argued about fashion before. There's like fashion.
I'm the only fashionable person
Exactly.
in the Chicago office.
Correct. I agree.
I would agree.
I agree.
Funny to picture you in a peacoat though.
Yeah, right.
I got plenty.
Great. You're throwing snowballs on Lincoln Avenue.
That is true.
Got Dave catching.
That was a good
wait,
night.
Dave
that was a
catching-
good night.
Got Dave catching beers.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Just launching them
Pop
over the power
flies,
lines.
yeah.
30 racks of beer at a BYOB place.
Dave
You
was
want to
like,
hear about a really, really nice theater night in New York?
I would love to.
So you go to the Opera, the Metropolitan.
That's what I was
Ah,
gonna
fuck. That's my next pick.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. But well, I'll put it on. But
Can I
that's
do an ad read right
it
now?
was just enjoying opera.
Oh, so you have
That's-
to enjoy it.
Just enjoying opera.
Yeah. So I've been once, and I was like, man, I don't really enjoy this.
Well, it's because it's a different language. They're not
Yeah.
up there belting out anything we give
Yes.
a fuck about.
So
They're talking
continue.
about, like,
I would like
16th century romanticism bullshit. I don't know what this guy from Vienna's saying.
Yeah.
About. He's passionate.
There are operas in English, and then when you go in the seat in front of you, they have the translation of what they're singing,
Oh, really?
which is nice,
So continue. I'd like to know about my.
and it's subtly done. It's like
Do you feel like you can read it
yeah,
and watch at the same
you
time?
can-
They're
you gotta
holding the
explain it
notes
to you. You
for-
can't just-
Oh, yeah.
He
Good
can't
point.
carry it. He can't.
I can't. I don't know anything else. I just think if you enjoy opera, you're clearly a much finer person.
I've been twice and I didn't. It
Yeah.
was dull. I
Yeah, I
found it
didn't.
very dull. But it is. You want to talk about fucking putting one on for the night? You go the Metropolitan Opera in New York City. It's like one of the it's there like
What's a ticket for that?
I don't know, a lot. Probably $150.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh, that's not.
I'm thinking like
Less than
impossible to
courtside,
get
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you go and then they have a famous restaurant there, and it's right outside the doors. By the way, you wear a suit and a
Yeah.
tie.
Yeah.
It's dressy.
Ooh,
I like that, though. I like getting dressed
Yeah.
up for
I'm
occasions.
liking.
Oh, this isn't that bad. So tickets to Lady Macbeth at the Opera right now is about $100 for a shit seat.
You just got steamrolled, brother.
Sorry. Well, we were
Cut off the tracks.
Yeah.
And you go to the restaurant and you have your dinner and it's really nice, and then you order your dessert to have at intermission.
Ooh.
You go in, you watch the first act, and you come out, and the dessert to order is the souffle because it takes a long time to prepare. So you come out for intermission, stretch your legs, run to the bathroom, go sit back down, have a cocktail, and you've got your souffle ready for you when you sit back down.
That is nice.
The intermission's like 20, 30 minutes or something, and then you go back in and watch the second act.
Nice touch.
That is very nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's
Why
good.
does it take forever to make a souffle?
That's just the way because it has to rise, I think. It's made with egg whites and it
Yeah.
needs to rise.
I like souffle.
Souffle.
Have you ever been to a restaurant where they're like, if you want the souffle, you need to let us know now?
Yeah.
No, I'm sure I've been to restaurants that
Offer
have
it.
that,
Yeah.
but I've never had that someone say that to me. No,
They've never
I don't
even
believe
thought
it.
you would be willing to try it. They're like, you're
They
going to have the
take one
brownie
look at me.
sundae, and we
Yeah.
know.
They're like,
I actually did that at
this guy
Babette's,
doesn't
like,
have a
2 weeks ago.
passport. He's not going to have the souffle.
I got the family sundae, and it had like sprinkles on it, and I enjoyed it at Babette's the other day. It was like $30.
That is probably nice.
It was very.
I bet you it was good. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, enjoying opera. I don't
You have to enjoy
a
it.
finer thing, yeah. Speaking of that, though, we do have a new sponsor for today's show. Dave has not shut up about it since we've got the merch.
Dude, I swear to God. And I don't have
rightfully so.
I don't have the ad read pulled out. I don't even think I have access to this ad read. But Roback, you can see I think behind me. No,
It was on there.
it was on there earlier. Roback, so a new merch line that is sponsoring a lot of different Barstool programs. I get a box the other day. I open it up and it's a bunch of clothes. And this happens pretty regularly with us. But I was packing for New York and I threw on the hoodie. It is the most comfortable hoodie I've ever put on. I swear to God.
It's great.
And I came to the office. I'm like, do you guys get this merch? Because this shit is fucking awesome.
Yep.
Performance
awesome.
hoodie. They have performance polos, Q-zips. Recently, they released the performance joggers, and those are very strong.
Yeah, they're super strong. Really nice joggers.
The joggers are outstanding.
You can wear them for fall golf. We finally get to wear pants again. They're the type of pants that don't hold you back in your swing. There's no grippy, grabby, riding up, none of that stuff. They move with you. The Roback gear. Whew.
I love it, man.
Complete.
And another thing that's an added
insight.
bonus, especially for everybody in this room that is not named Francis, I think it makes you look a lot slimmer. I'm not even kidding when I say that.
I was thinking you looked slim to that hoodie last night.
Thank you.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Use code DOG on roback.com for 20% off your first order. It's spelled RHOBACK.com for 20% off all polos, Q-zips, hoodies, and joggers with code DOG. Go do it. Roback's great.
It really is great.
Yeah, they're awesome. All right, Carl, you're up.
I'm up.
Wait, did you draft opera?
Yeah, enjoying opera, yeah.
I don't know if this is the nicest textile, but I'm just taking cashmere. Cashmere sweater, cashmere scarf. If you felt cashmere or you've ever held an opinion about cashmere and then you felt cashmere, take your baggage, throw it out the door. Or if you have problems with wool scarves or something, then the cashmere hits your neck. Or
Oh, it's different.
oh god,
I also
like the price tag it's one of those things like you absolutely are getting what you pay for. Now, I have a cashmere sweater, and I just know where that thing's at all times. I know where it's at in the closet. I know how it's hanging up. I know I know it's there to
Taking
go
care
to.
of it.
By far the number one layer piece I have, and I don't have a ton of shit in the closet, but I love that and just cashmere.
You might wear that to see a Christmas Carol.
It's probably gotten 3 or 4 Christmas.
I bet.
Oh yeah, to be honest with you.
I also just like the word cashmere.
That's what the word is a fine word.
It is a fine word.
He's got something bad to say about it.
Bring me the cashmere.
What? Me?
Yeah, you had a.
Oh,
it looked
I like cashmere.
Fucker loves cashmere.
I was going to say that cashmere doesn't pill the way that wool seems to.
Question.
What does pill mean?
What does pill mean?
It's when your sweater gets those little balls, starts to
Little
like
fabric balls.
Okay, yeah.
little tiny.
I know what you mean.
It ceases to be smooth.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean now. Yeah,
No, I don't think you do.
I do. Like the little
You're
fuzzy things.
you're not smart. So
I'm smarter than I look, or I come off. I got letters in college from Ivy League schools.
did you
I did
for baseball?
because I had a decently high ACT. Kinda actually
How'd you do on the ACT?
26, but for an athlete that's good enough to get into Ivy Leagues,
No.
it is. I can actually absolutely prove it via Northwestern. People
You
at
would have
Northwestern.
to be the best
Yeah.
recruit.
I mean, they didn't offer me scholarships, but it was
They
like,
don't
hey,
offer athletics.
no, I know they
But it's only they
actually
have like
they do.
No, they don't.
I know that's the common misconception. They do though.
They
You're
don't.
not. You're telling me Tommy Amaker is getting these kids to go to play for Harvard, and they're not. They're paying
It's need
$90,000, $100,000.
It's need-based scholarships,
Okay, but they're not paying for school.
dude. If they're not,
Tommy Amaker was putting together like top 25 recruiting classes.
if they're not, it's because their families fall into an earning class that doesn't.
But my point is they didn't offer me roster spot. It was like, hey, you're in our database amongst thousands of other people. I actually have the book of all the letters. It was Columbia, and Dartmouth, the two shitty ones I know.
Dartmouth the shitty one. I thought it was Cornell would be the shit.
Or maybe it was Cornell and Dartmouth. I remember.
I think it's Cornell and well, it doesn't matter. They're all Ivies, but I know because my brother went through that process too for lacrosse. But they told him that you had to be the whole team had to be the average of one Dartmouth like normal student getting
The way
in.
it works is they
Had like an academic index.
the academic index.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's like for every there's the admissions committee will give the coach a mean AI number
Yep.
that his class has to hit, which means that for every player he brings in beneath that number, he has to balance that person out with someone
It's
higher.
a kid that will never play.
So a lot of
Yeah.
a lot of the time they're like, "Ooh, we really want to stretch for this guy. He's incredible, but he's really stupid. So we're gonna bring in this valedictorian who's picked up a lacrosse stick one time,
Right.
Yeah.
who's never gonna see the
It's going
field.
to be the manager a bit.
But even then, the school won't allow some aberration in.
I had decent grades.
Oh, I believe it. I'm not saying. I'm saying that
No, I know what you're saying.
26 is not
Yeah.
is not in the ballpark.
I didn't ever apply it in the end. Obviously, I wasn't ever sniffing D1, but
Shout out
I
Cashmere,
did
boys.
get.
Shout out Cashmere.
It was just a cashmere pick.
Well, we're having a discussion over here. He's coaching me up right
I
now.
know, but he like had. This is one of those weird things where like Francis played an Ivy League sport.
Did you play?
Yeah.
What did you play?
So like he.
Oh, you play. Okay.
He's not just like this.
Oh,
is
I know.
conjecture about
I
who
understand.
he thinks it would
But
be like
my
an Ivy
point
League.
is that like
You
I was
were-
on the radar.
Your point is that your point is that like you were almost a D1 Ivy League baseball player.
That's not at all what I said.
I think you said you got recruited by.
We're on the radar.
I had like it was like questionnaire like, hey, you. I don't think I would have gotten those letters had I been like 19 with a 2.2 GPA. 19.
Well, my guess is that they saw you, sent you the letter, and they were like gonna say
they have access to all your academic records.
Do they?
Yeah, they go through the.
I think I had to submit mine.
But so they saw me at a showcase where your academic
true.
profile is
What
already
year?
built up. This
What year?
2000. It would have been like
I'm
2006.
saying, what year of your high school?
Junior year.
And you had
yeah.
your ACTs in?
Yeah.
So they have that big book open. They've got they've got your player profile. Fair
It was like-
enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I believe it.
Okay, there we go.
There you go.
We're settled.
Cashmere, White Sox Dave.
Okay, now that Francis is douche threw me off track, I got to figure out what I want to pick right now. Okay, I'm going to go with Francis, hold up your left hand, please. Face the other way. Show the camera what you're wearing. What is it?
A Rolly.
A Rolex.
Not the Rolly.
I'm
Rolex.
a Paddock guy personally.
It's way better. It's way better.
Tell you.
I'm joking.
I have a fossil that I got for Christmas. I don't know, maybe 5 years ago with my name engraved on the underneath thing, the battery. Nicest thing I own probably. It was probably about $200.
Yeah, Rolex is finer. I mean,
Yeah.
they fucking advertise.
It's
for
like the finer thing brand. It's like the Apple or McDonald's or
People say the Rolex of X.
Yeah,
It's
that's
become
what it
this
is.
like cultural benchmark for refinement.
It's a good point.
Yeah.
pick.
Can I ask how much that cost?
This one I got for $9,500.
Oh, nice.
What is a standard?
Well, there's all kinds of different models and stuff.
Of course, but like
The problem is
baseline.
I think, well, most people, it's tough to get them at retail. You have to kind of know a dealer.
So you got
Most people buy them on the secondary market
Guild.com.
where they're jacked up.
Have you ever worn a CZ or a Folex?
Oh, what?
Or like a fake one.
Yeah, fake.
No,
Oh.
I didn't. I used to have like fake I used to wear fake
Oh
sunglasses.
yeah, I think
Oakleys and stuff
Oakley?
like
You ever paid for a cab with
fair.
fake sunglasses?
that. No.
I had to do that once.
Rolex a good
bad
pick, though,
day.
Dave. What's your next one?
And all right, I'm gonna need Francis's help here. And this was the immediate thought that when you texted us, I'm like, all right, I'm jogging through like what I could possibly draft. This is more of a funny pick. I have no idea what you would even call it. The first like image I had in my head was when Jack Dawson was sitting at the dinner table with the unsinkable Molly Brown and the douchebag from England that shot himself in the end in Titanic, and he's looking at all the forks and knives, and he's just like, "What the fuck do I do with all these?" Like, I'm used to having a fork and a knife and a spoon if needed. So like just having a bunch of
Surplus of silverware.
that is meant for like specific foods.
Yeah.
What did she say? You work right to left or something?
Outside.
I think it's
in.
outside in. Yeah.
That's a pretty good one. I get what you're saying. Like,
Is there a name for that? Or
Like just flatware dinner, like
having a lot of variety of
silverware.
Yeah.
At your
guess that
place
works.
setting.
Yeah.
It was on my list.
Like it's easy to know the clam run, right? That's
little
yeah,
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
But the rest of them,
You
Knowing
got your salad fork, you're counting tongs.
fish fork is different. The knives are different. A butter knife is different from like a meat
Yep.
knife is different.
of course,
from
yeah.
soup spoon,
Yeah.
would be a
Dessert
little-
spoon.
Yes, dessert spoon. Yeah, that's strong, Dave.
That's good, Dave. Well done.
That was more of an outside the box pick because I think like in that exact scene that I'm speaking of in Titanic, it's like we're all Jack Dawson,
Yes.
like the four of us, not Francis, obviously, and we would sit down and be like, all right, don't look stupid, don't look stupid, don't look stupid, and we'd probably have to ask for help.
Dude, not for nothing, I would have been out of place at that dinner too. That shit was crazy.
Until you turn 26.
There you go. But I didn't go to like fucking silverware
Yeah,
school.
but that's like BC and AD for you. You should like write a blog about that. Like 26 and then post 26 was a different.
Yeah, has anything really changed for you? Like,
Screen and porch.
yeah, screen
you
and
got
porch.
that.
$1,000 watch.
Yeah, but like
I got this watch because I sold a pilot.
Oh, boy.
I bought it as a treat to
nice.
celebrate my achievement. You achieve something, you got to put a portion of that towards a little treat.
I agree.
Treat
with you.
yourself.
I'll tell you
Yeah.
something.
I like
I know it's very cliche. A Rolex is probably pretty cliche. When I look down this, I wear this every single day. When I look down at that, it's a little confidence boost
That's good.
that I'm capable.
Can I put it on?
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever actually worn a real Rolex. Here, you want my Apple
and it's
Watch? I
it's
was like,
fun. You get to wear it every day. It's an everyday reminder. It's like a wedding ring.
Do you what do they do? They just wear it like this or hold it weird?
See, this is the 30%. You're falling into the trying to be funny, and it's
No, I was actually serious there.
what hold the watch like it's a fucking.
I've seen it in pictures of like rich people.
Do you have skinny wrists?
No, I don't.
No. Okay.
Oh, this actually fits perfect. Can I have this? I'll put it on backwards.
Carl, you're up.
This one's kind of personal. It's like recent being in Miami and then also having like trips to Vegas with your buddies and stuff. And you'll have the day when you're like at the pool. So like the finer thing would be when you have like the fucking sick cabana with like the dealer and that whole setup at like a pool party
Oh,
at Vegas. Like that, because then especially as average guys with like doughy Midwestern bodies and stuff, and like everybody's walking around, all the girls are hot. There's like, richer guys or like, jack tan dudes. And then you just have a group of these like chubby Midwestern guys walking around, balling out, and like there's just some level of like confidence that elevates you when you're walking around the pool and you're like, yeah, I know I'm the chunky guy in these disgusting trunks there, but like, yeah, that's our cabana over there. That's our bottle service. That's our blackjack dealer. We got the games going. Our life is fucking good. Life
Yeah.
is very fucking good. Thank you very much. You guys can enjoy your bucket of domestics over there. Talking to the girls from whatever.
wait in line at the
Not
bar.
even, you're like, you don't even have to try. You're just
Yeah.
like hanging out, they coming and going. So we just had something like that at Miami, and it was so cool. And that was my first time to Miami.
Where was it?
Strawberry Moon.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's like some rooftop.
Nice.
You go down an alley, secret side door, you go up, and there's just people everywhere on a Friday at 11 a.m. partying their ass off, DJ, like smoke machines and shit. You're like, man, I don't fit into this place at all. And they're like, yeah, no, yes, you do. Here's your corner cabana. Here's your servers. Here's all
I
your
feel
nice
like
things.
That's
You're
the
like, yeah, this is
only
sweet.
way I would go to an event like that.
That's why it's
Yeah.
my fourth round pick.
Yeah.
Because I would never in 1,000 years be sitting at that pool otherwise. Ever.
Oh yeah,
Ever.
I went with Dave before, and it's quite the experience.
Because like literally there's no like a club, we do the other type of different VIP experiences nightlife wise. Like there's a bunch of different ways you can replace that. But for like a daytime party activity at like Vegas or Miami, if you're going to like a pool and hanging out, it's like the only way you're doing that is with sick VIP.
So a private cabana area. All right.
Private can't.
You got one of those at Put-in Bay.
Yeah. I did too.
Say like private cabana for pool. I don't know.
I think people know. What
I just got an idea that I think we should spin the wheels on. So I want to take Francis to like all the I want to take him below deck with all the like Irishmen and shit dancing on the bottom floor of the Titanic.
Yeah.
And I want him to take me to like his country club.
That doesn't feel like an
I don't
even
know if
trade.
you have access to the bottom floor of the Titanic.
And
I think,
it's
like, you
also
have to take
just
them to
not an
section
even
108.
trade.
I also like, and I'm used to that shit.
Yeah.
I don't think you are.
I can muck it up.
I don't know that you can.
I grew up. I was born into the darkness.
You were born in the darkness. You couldn't muck it up with me.
I'm not gonna be telling some other guy like, "Let's go Jameson shots, punch me in the stomach."
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking
That's just like assault. Like I don't want to be.
It's not
in
assault. It was
physical pain.
consensual.
I'm ready to go.
I got to get that fucking guy back next summer. Fucking guy.
What would you? What's your like? If you could, if you had me for a day where you wanted to be out of my comfort zone in your mind, coming to experience the gutter.
So it
What
would
is that to you?
definitely end up at the Hang Up, which is a shithole bar in Chicago. It's actually the last bar that Chris Farley was partying at the night that he died on Hooker's Cunt in the John Hancock building. So if that kind of paints a picture of the kind of shit you'd be getting into at the end of the night,
I thought it was the Lodge, but continue.
it was the Hang. I mean, it's right next door, so it's probably both. But I heard the Hang Up. Like that is.
Yeah, you're just going to a dive bar though.
It's
That's
not,
it.
It's. I mean, you're like
It's like
dodging
the sweatiest. Yeah.
piles of vomit on the floor, and
The basement of that place, I haven't been there in probably, I don't know, 10 years, but it is
I have been there with you multiple times in the last couple of years.
no chance in the last couple of years. No, I don't think I've been there. I go to bed. You go out till 4 a.m. I go to bed.
Went there with me. I remember specifically on the night of at least on the night of the marathon that I ran. Not to brag.
I don't remember that. I remember the last time I was there, I did not go to the basement of the Hang, which is what I want to talk about. That is like they play all wedding songs.
Yeah.
And like people dance, it gets sweaty. It's actually like it's a great time.
I bet it is.
If you're in that,
You gotta be up. For
You
it.
also need to be like 22, 23, 24.
you're struggling with that thermos.
It's that
Table is-
fucking thing I was
Yeah.
sitting there earlier. Yeah. To Francis's defense, that table is off kilter.
Yeah.
All right, private cabana for pool off the board. To me, same thing. That's another enjoying something, enjoying X, and I'm going with enjoying art.
I almost feel like the better pick would be to like having art as a tax shelter.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Like that's
Yeah, but
yeah.
sure.
Do you enjoy? But
I don't enjoy. Like I couldn't look at a photo and talk about the abstract
then what makes you think it's a finer thing?
because that's what they. That's
It's
typically
priced that
like
way.
finer.
It's like a fancy fuckface thing. That's like enjoying.
It doesn't mean it's not a fun. I mean, that's
like
so
finer
is
thing.
Yeah, but who's the guy?
Going to the opera.
art,
Who's the guy?
enjoying it. I could go enjoy art. I could go take.
No,
You gonna go?
walk around the art institute and tell
You're
you
going to the
all that
gala when you
impressions.
come in.
The Art Institute.
I would. I'll absolutely go take some of that shit and walk around and be like, "Ooh, look at that."
The Art Institute as a date in
Yeah.
the summer
Cool
is
museums.
it's awesome, and they might have like the best air conditioning in the city.
Okay.
The Art
Wait, don't
Institute AC.
what, they have like an adults night there or something where they turn it into like
the Art Institute.
it's either the art institute.
I know the Shed does.
Oh,
things
is
like
it the
that.
Shed? Never mind. I
Yeah,
take
it
it
might
back.
be the Shed.
So, like, what type of art though? I'll get
I'm
into
talking
this. I like
fine art.
Fine.
Everyone's like, you walk up to the painting.
It. Okay, painting.
Everyone's like, and you got a nice cocktail, and they're like, you see that? You see what I'm seeing? And that's
But you're talking
Very
about
abstract, modern
Yeah.
art.
Yes.
right modern art.
Yeah.
That's like the guy who does like the aluminum
tape the banana to the wall.
tape the banana to the wall, or the guy who it's like I'm gonna blank on his name, but he does like the balloon animals out of like a
Yeah,
metal.
that's Coons.
Coons. Jeff Koons.
Yeah. that's
Yeah.
right, yeah.
I fucking hate that
Allegedly a
guy.
fraud.
Yeah.
What about Banksy? You know, he's like showing his face and shit now.
Yeah.
Something.
But Carl makes an interesting point, which is like there's a lot of museums you can go to in New York, even where it's free. Entry is free.
Yeah.
Maybe there's like a suggested donation. You put
Yes.
$5 in, and you walk around like the Frick collection up on the Upper East Side, and you've got Rembrandts
Yeah.
and Van Goghs, and it's fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to be an art student
Elite.
to think that is awesome. You go to the Louvre,
Yep.
Paris, any one of us could sit and look at the raft of the Medusa for like 30 minutes. It's spellbinding. It's
If I made it
cool.
to Rome at any point in my life, I think I could get lost in the Sistine Chapel ceiling.
Yeah.
It's like staring at it like in awe.
There's
Yeah.
violence, there's gore, there's sex, there's
Yeah.
skin, there's weaponry.
There's certainly exceptions. And
It is a fine art.
You're talking like modern art.
You're talking modern
I'm
like
saying, like,
lines.
yes, the people who just like yes, that were douchey about it.
Yeah.
I don't think he is talking about modern art. I think you think he's thinking.
Oh, he said tape a banana to the wall.
We're helping each other, Carl.
Yeah.
All right,
We're
but like
making
you
it
wouldn't.
work.
But then, as you're saying, the raft of the Medusa, it doesn't matter.
You know what else is
It's not modern.
have you done they're doing it in Chicago and they've been doing it, but like the immersion places where they like
The Van Gogh thing.
Van Gogh, I thought that was sick. And then they're doing that same thing but the Nutcracker for Christmas. And I think I'm gonna do that as well. I think that's gonna be a good time. Take a little 3-chi and have yourself some fun.
There you go. Well, you're up, Chief.
All right, so
Taking the Nutcracker.
I kind of want to just one up your first class and say PJ.
That's what I thought you were gonna
Yeah.
do. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've done it.
Paint for sure, right?
What's that?
PJ's paint. I've been thinking about it. I thought it was too paint.
I don't
like
think is that the same
Chalk.
as chalk?
Chalk.
Oh, I've never heard paint used
What am
that
I
way.
saying? Paint. Why am I saying paint?
Is that a thing?
No.
Is that a finer thing? Is it called chalk things paint?
It's not chalk. It's what is it?
Scratch.
Scratch.
Scratch, yeah.
What's paint?
I don't know.
Scratch.
You guys, why'd you say paint?
Paint is
You
scratch.
said, I was like, what does that mean? You just said that was too paint.
That's what I'm asking.
I'm really confused.
You made a mistake, and now you're spinning it back to Chief. You're doing a good job.
I'm
You're not getting me
obfuscating.
though.
Yeah, I'm taking private jet. So I did it once. Shout out Scott Darling, who he was like, "Do you want to go to the Bears game this weekend in Nashville?" And he's like, "I got a private jet." I'm like, "Absolutely, I do." And you just get on, and it like was loaded with all like the food that we would want. It was only like a 2-hour flight. It was the best 2-hour flight experience. You walked this Great Dane on. It was just like whatever you want goes, and it was great. I had a great time with the boys, and I feel like it's probably never going to happen for me again. But I'm
We
glad
can
it
talk
did.
Scott into doing that.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you mean we? You're on the next invite list?
I'll invite myself. I know Scott well enough at this point where I can invite myself and be like,
Well,
hey, I'm coming.
Yeah, I would say one of the guys in that crew is no longer in the crew, so there might be an open spot for you.
I'm
There you
in.
go,
Yeah.
Dave.
Yeah,
It's
So-
the best thing ever. It's
it is. It's
unbelievable.
fucking awesome.
The Gulf. You want to talk about going from flying economy to first class is this, and then the Gulf from flying first class to private is like
Oh, it's like the Grand
Yeah.
If you're not watching on YouTube, he raised
100
his
feet
hand
up.
higher
Yeah.
the second time.
Well, and it's just like there is no TSA. There's no like hassle.
different. It's different. It's not air travel.
No, it's and like we
It's transport. It's transport. You've been
yeah.
whatever.
And like we all drove in like a big SUV, like a big Suburban, and then you get out, like we parked it on the runway, and then some other guy takes the car and drives it and parks it somewhere until you return.
Yeah.
And like when the plane lands, he has already moved the car, so like you don't even have to walk like 20 yards.
That's amazing.
It's-
go when you're ready to go.
yeah, it's
It's solid.
awesome.
Yep.
Ed, you can go ahead.
Well, Dave, I hate to break it to you, but I think you're the only one who hasn't in this room.
Yeah, because of you.
What do you mean because of me? What did I
Because
do?
of you. We get a text, Ed and I forget where we were going or what the circumstances were, but it was from Portnoy. And he's like, hey, I'm taking the PJ back, I think, to Chicago. It was either from Chicago to here or here to Chicago.
Oh, White Sox Dave wanted to extend our trip like 2
One day. That was it, 24 hours. And I asked you, I'm like, Ed, I don't know that I'll ever be able to get to do this again. Please stay an extra day with me because obviously I'm not flying with Dave Portnoy alone. He would kill me in that. Like, I wouldn't be able to speak or enjoy the experience. I needed Ed as the buffer, and Ed wouldn't do it.
Where were you?
I had to get
Telling
home.
me you missed out because you didn't feel comfortable flying with Dave?
I think that is not on Eddie. I think that is on you.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's just like suck it up, man, for the experience.
I don't want to sit with him, and he doesn't want to sit with me.
I think he likes you more than
So
you
just
realize.
don't talk to
I
each
know
other, and you enjoy the fucking private jet.
I should have, in hindsight, I
he's not-
should have just
it's not
really
like-
ran up like a champagne tab and like, I don't know.
He's not the most talkative guy. Like you're not gonna.
It's true.
So
And
you
it's
would
not
sit
like
there
that
and do
either.
your, what do you want to talk about?
I would have done that, yeah.
Yeah.
I do that to him. I did that to him at the River North. When he was in Elton.
Francis, you're up again.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to stick super close to home here, but it's helicopters for me. Helicopter is to private jet what, like, I don't know.
Yeah,
Now, are you talking about a tour or for
No,
transportation?
I'm talking, there's traffic.
Yeah,
We're taking the helicopter.
We're going to land
Yeah.
on some building or something.
One time, so I was a tutor, for a lot of years in New York when I was doing stand-up, and I worked with some pretty wealthy families. And one family I worked with had a ski house in Vermont, and they asked me, like, one of the kids had a big paper due, and he needed to work on it for the weekend. And they were like, is there any chance you'd be willing to go to our ski house to work with him on it for the weekend? And I was like, okay, maybe, if you're like willing to pay me for the hours. And they were like, oh, well, the kids are taking a helicopter. We'll put you on the helicopter. And it takes 35 minutes. It's a 5.5 hour drive, but it's a 35-minute helicopter.
Oh my God.
And you'll be there. We'll give you ski passes, ski all day, work on the paper, and then take the helicopter back at night. And we did. And
That's crazy that's how much time you cut off.
Bro,
How fast are you going? Like 150-ish, maybe?
no, I think
It's
faster than that. I don't actually know. But it cut
Yeah.
Yeah.
because
And
it's
a
through
direct line,
mountains.
too.
It's
Yeah,
like
you're over
you're
them.
winding
Yeah.
around the mountains and stuff. There's traffic.
Yeah.
The helicopter to the Hamptons is like 30 minutes, and it's a 3.5 hour drive out to
Oh, Jesus.
Montauk.
it's next level. Like from
From
the
helicopter
PJ
goes
even.
about 130 to 140.
Would you agree?
What's cool about it is that you take off from like lower Manhattan
Yeah.
or like the roof of a building nearby.
Yeah.
You're not going out to Teterboro.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You just get on the
Here
helicopter.
you go. Yeah.
They can land in truly
Anywhere, yeah.
next to wherever the fuck you're going.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I've
Never been in one. Weren't we supposed to go in one? Like,
I did one on a vacation, but it was like a tour. You know, like we were, it was
Yeah, I'm
like,
not
you can
talking
do
about-
those on
yeah.
Groupon in
I
Chicago.
did it once and it's fucking sweet.
It is
you did it
cool.
with Dave, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To Saratoga, and it was like,
Yeah.
There's a country club in Chicago that has a helicopter, and the members can have it come sent to pick them up in Chicago or pick them up at their houses to take them or their guests and stuff.
What are those membership dues?
It depends on because it's Rich Harvest. That's a place that hosts the Live event.
Yep.
They'll charge whatever they think is fair. Because what they do is they just want like the guy who runs it literally just wants like friends and people he likes to be there. So there's some people that pay a fuck ton of money, and there's some people that pay significantly less. 'Cause it's just like,
You can join, but I really fucking hate you. So your
well, I
price
mean, it's
is,
like all right. Well, if
yeah,
you're not like,
yeah, if you're not in the inner circle, it's
I mean, you still have to be. It's just if somebody has a lot of money and it's like, I know this isn't going to hurt you nearly as much. Like,
yeah, okay,
it's an entry, but they'll have like, you could be out and they'll just be like, we're going to send the helicopter to come pick you up if
Sick.
you want to spend the night here.
sick. And now it's like a helicopter. Like this is like almost. Is there a difference between rich people shit versus like finer things? But I don't know. Regardless, it's
Yeah.
not that's where like these come into my brain.
yeah.
You're up again, 5th round, Francis.
How many rounds do we have?
This is the
This
last
is it.
round. This is it.
This is your last pick.
Jesus Christ, I'm so scarred from that bad one I had.
Wait until the internet gets a hold of you and
Yeah.
sinks their meaty claws.
I don't
into
even
Harvard
log
apps.
in when I'm not here, so I'm fine. Okay. I think I'm gonna go with. Oh man, I don't think that this is great, but I'm choosing. I think I'm gonna go with. Sommeliers.
That was going to be my next pick.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Having a
Now-
wine expert advise you on what to choose in terms of wine from the menu.
Done it once. I can say I've experienced this.
Yeah, sommeliers, and it's fun too because they actually tend to be cooler than you think. Because like they'll ask you a couple questions, and then if you by giving on your answers, they're like quickly able to realize, well, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, and then they'll say what price range, which lets you off the hook.
Yeah.
That's the like safety net question.
Yeah.
That means they're not gonna just say like, well, I would highly recommend the
Right.
1998 Poyak, and then you look at it on the list and it's like $600 and you're like, hey,
Yeah.
Looking out for you.
how do I tell you without embarrassing myself in front of these people that needs to be divided by a lot?
Yeah. Yeah. And they are like, they're so knowledgeable.
Yeah.
And I feel like they could be faking it and I wouldn't know. But like the way that they talk about them, it's so impressive how much they know about.
Have you ever watched the documentary Somm?
Yes.
I mean, I don't think that the level of studying and stuff and what they're doing,
Yeah.
I think certain certification, there's like 3 levels.
Yep.
And if you're a master Somm, They're not faking it.
No. I'm just saying they could, and I wouldn't know. But it's like,
Right.
you know, like that. Their knowledge level is so insane.
Yeah.
Next level.
Yeah.
All right, Chief, you're up.
I'm going also with a fancy dinner place, but where they give you a palate cleanser between courses.
Ooh, little scoop of sorbet.
Little scoop of lemon sorbet, wash that, whatever you just had. If it was heavy
Amuse
garlic,
bouche.
yeah, like that, like a little palate cleanser, which I think is usually a lemon sorbet. And I
Could
think
be
that's
any kind of sorbet, really. Yeah.
the only time I had it was lemon. So
I'd like a.
Never had that. It sounds
Had one.
intriguing, though.
yeah, it's a nice touch.
Yeah.
Because you don't like it's not on the menu. They just bring it between courses, and you're like, ooh, like that's a nice touch.
Does it actually work?
I
is it just
think
one of those things?
I don't know. I think it probably there's probably something to it, but it's not like you wouldn't enjoy your next course without it. But it is just like, oh, we're doing fancy shit. Mm-hmm. So I like it. It was a nice touch.
It is nice.
I liked it.
I mean, this is the most common term. I'm trying to think of how I want to phrase this, though. Wintering / summering.
Snowbirding.
But just no, but like having that.
Having
snowbird?
a seasonal house.
Yes,
A second home.
being able to winter / people who
Second
call
or
it.
Called
third.
snowbirding.
No, but not even that.
But
though.
like
There
you
are-
could have a beach house and a ski house.
Yes.
And
Like,
Oh, so like
Yeah.
second.
this is like
yeah.
next level.
yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, like those
That's like
people.
my life goal is to be able to snowbird one. day.
Normal people call it snowbird. These
Yeah.
people are like, where are you wintering?
Yeah. I
It's a
had
little.
It usually means you're spending more time. You're committing, like I winter
yeah.
in Sun Valley,
Yes.
Idaho, or Telluride, Colorado, or Aspen.
yeah.
It means like we have a house out there. We're
You're, like,
going
full-time.
for a month of
Yes.
to ski.
That's what. Well, that's snowbirding. That's what everybody called it in Arizona when I was out there those few months.
See, like when I hear snowbirding, I think of like my grandparents going down to their place in Florida. You know?
That's he's right. Snowbirding, in my experience, is elderly people that live in colder places
Yeah.
that
Right.
want to escape it. They go to Palm Beach. They go to Florida.
That's
Yeah.
but it wasn't older people necessarily for me. It was a ton of Canadians, like people from Alberta. I remember that I lived amongst when I was through it, and they were like, I remember the one lady and her husband. She was a dentist and she was from Alberta, and she's like, yeah, we just come down here every winter now.
Yeah.
Called it
And
snowboarding.
I would
But
say
she wasn't
for-
old. She was probably like 40-ish.
But we were saying people can go winter in cold places,
right, like
too.
a ski house.
Oh,
a
okay,
chalet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas snowbird only,
yeah,
in my
no,
experience,
okay,
applies to
right.
going to warm weather.
Yes.
This is like
I understand now.
This is like the people who have like a mansion on a lake, and they're like, "Oh, we're going up to the cabin."
Correct.
Yeah.
If you're in this class,
Yeah.
you
Okay.
it's an honest conversation. Like, oh, where do you winter? Where do you summer?
Yeah,
Yeah.
And it's very casual.
Summer in the Hamptons. We have a beach house out there. It's like a 13-room
Correct.
monstrosity.
That's why I wanted to make it like the people who use that term
yeah.
because you know.
Oh, so you're just saying like the people who
Yeah,
say I'm
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
summer.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What are you putting for that, Ed?
using the term wintering / summering. I don't know.
I like
Do
that.
wintering or summering. Yeah.
yeah.
I don't think I've ever.
But you're talking more like the conversation piece.
Yes.
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 Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
dude, and that makes it hit a little more. I feel. But Carl, you're up.
So Chief took polo. I might be able to compete on that. I think because that's only sport on the board, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna do it.
What do you think?
Go ahead.
Well, I just watched something on YouTube on it. It was like a 20-minute video I saw, and it was explaining the sport. It was like, you've probably seen this sport, but don't know how it's played like this.
What's the name? Like where they hit the little
Croquet.
croquet.
Oh,
No, I don't know. Finger still on the chess piece.
I
Finger
played
still on the
croquet
chess
once.
piece. I'm just saying. I'm explaining what I was
I
thinking.
feel like it's not too dissimilar to bocce.
No, it's way different, right?
Do I want to
very
take it, though?
different.
Do I want to take it?
Mm-hmm. Very different. Absurdly different.
Very different. Yeah.
Do we want to have like a
nice
bad
little
croquet
home set.
conversation here?
But we're talking about the mallet, and you hit the thing. It's like Alice in Wonderland.
Robin Williams had a good croquet bit.
Well, this was a sport where they were like, we should do something that's like we can keep track of and score.
Yeah, I
That
feel
is
like this.
entirely revolving around us wearing nice clothes, being fancy and getting fucking loaded. Like, you don't have to, you're not breaking a sweat. You're walking around with the mat. You're just like hitting these balls very short distances.
Yeah. I feel like this is the original lawn game.
Like, people are walking around with fucking finger foods. You're sitting there eating salmon pate, licking your fingers, lining. I don't even know the rules of the game. I just saw this little documentary about like the championships.
I didn't realize it was so fancy.
That's he's talking about elevated competitive croquet.
Okay.
Which can be played at country clubs. People wear all whites.
Okay.
The croquet, it's like a perfect square lawn, and the grass is cut like a putting green.
Okay.
And it's unblemished. The croquet we are thinking about is what you grow up playing as a kid.
Yeah.
You just shove the thing into the ground.
Right. Just mash it
Put
through.
your foot on the ball. You whack it in your neighbor's yard.
Yeah. Yes.
Fuck around.
Yeah, I want
You want the
nice
putting
one.
green kind.
No, I want it in the
kind.
backyard with the boys a summer night playing some croquet.
So,
Fucking the girls are gonna be here in a little bit, dude. Let's
I'll
finish.
switch to beer darts.
Get this other game in. No, I just saw that. I thought that was super fine and fancy. So Chief took polo, in my head I was like, oh, that's obviously a really fancy one. But then it was like the danger of it. Like, I felt and do feel if you're like a huge pussy and you want to play a sport, you play croquet.
Okay.
And to me, that's like fine and fancy.
Yeah.
No.
No, I think it's
fine.
I mean, 24th pick. It's fine. It's fine.
I think anything that
Polo really puts the.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're riding the horse.
Yeah.
You get that
Horse is
equestrian
huge.
element to it. But I do think there is something about a sport where it sounds French. It adds it a little, makes it a little
Yeah,
funner.
anything
Yeah.
French seems
Potato
fancy.
croquet.
Yeah.
What's the sport? There's a sport called boule, which is like bocce.
Oh,
And
really?
I think it's slightly different. BOU.
Oh, yeah. Is that the one that they always goes revival? That awesome. I don't know. I think it's bowls, maybe bowls. It could be it.
It might just be
those.
bocce, to be honest with you. But that's French.
All right. Final pick in the draft, Mr. Irrelevant, White Sox.
This might sink my draft, but another image that popped in my head when we got the topic of discussion today immediately was the Winklevoss brothers, and I thought Carl was going to take it right here. Rowing crew. It just seems like a uppity fucking douchebag.
That's like one of those sports where they have to fill scholarships because they have to keep the rowing crew team and like Title IX. I feel like.
But I
some of
think
these
the
schools-
Ivy Leagues like really take it serious, don't they?
But, like, can't you get on the
And
rowing crew
you know
team
who
without,
who
like-
takes it even more seriously is Oxford and Cambridge.
Yeah.
Across the across the
England.
pond, right?
But then isn't there the big one in Boston with the head of the Charles? Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it, the Henley of the Thames or whatever?
Henley, the regatta is the race in Oxford.
It's
in
actually
Cambridge.
actually sneaky one of those. I feel like when the Olympics are on, I always like whenever I
watch it,
turn the TV on, it seems like it's always that, and I
Yeah.
always enjoy it.
It's not bad.
Yeah,
It's got to
fucking
be
hard.
a fucking workout.
it
True.
is. So I did
Those
it.
guys were in shape.
Insane shape.
I did it for one day in prep school, and I hated it. And I hate like you had to wear like almost like a wrestling like
Leotard.
singlet. Yeah, and I'm like, I'm just gonna go play football.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that was a better
Have you
choice.
ever done an Orange Theory workout?
No.
So a lot of Orange, it depends class to class, but in general, Orange Theory workout, it'll be like half on the tread and then half on a row machine. And you're on that row machine for like 15, 20 minutes and you are cooked.
Yeah, they have like Soul Cycles that are just rowing.
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. By the way, you don't say rowing crew. It's redundant.
Yeah.
You're
Okay.
either on the crew
I'm learning
team or I
something.
do crew or you row.
Okay.
Rowing crew is like
Francis is like, oh no.
That makes it a great pick.
Exactly.
Pitching.
Rowing crew.
Absolutely.
I am leaving it like that.
Yeah.
Rowing crew, so everyone could yell at us.
yeah.
All right, I'll run through the list. We'll do honorable mentions and we'll end this.
I don't think everyone's gonna yell at us.
I
I think we got our clap back from
Just a
Francis
couple,
here.
yeah.
Yeah.
Francis sitting courtside, personal pool on vacation, screened-in porch, helicopters, sommeliers. Chief Polo, gated community with guard, going to the theater, private jet, a palate cleanser between courses. Eddie flying first class, caviar, enjoying opera, enjoying modern art, wintering / summering. Carl not asking the market price. Limousine, cashmere, private cabana for pool, croquet. White Sox Dave, country club membership, vintage alcohol collection, Rolex, surplus of silverware, rowing crew.
I think I got this one, ironically enough.
Anybody have anything else before we wrap up?
I hate my screened-in porch pick. I wouldn't have said that if I understood. So how does it work? Tell me where we go.
So now we will the show will air. We'll give the audience about 48 hours to listen, and then Tuesday night we will put up a poll of who won the draft, and people vote on Twitter.
And then a bunch of people fucking start arguing with you, and then we'll start arguing with each other, and a lot of times it'll even get personal, and we'll lose sight of just bullshitting on a show, and that's pretty much it.
Wow, that's unfortunate.
Yeah,
Chief drafted Barada Salad one time, and he's monetized it.
yeah, it's true.
I mean,
I've got a couple here honorable mentions. Just the grand piano.
That's a
Yeah.
great
I was gonna
one.
say like violin.
I have
So,
that playing the violin.
String. It's violin lessons.
I had a dinner party with a violinist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
good.
Like the Titanic.
Smoking a pipe. The people who just call it hors d'oeuvres, like
Can you spell it?
I get
HORS.
HORSDOUVRE. HORSDOUEVRE.
Okay, it's HORS space.
Yeah.
D-
You don't have to say the space though.
Yes, you do.
D apostrophe OEUVRE.
Well, you're just leaving out apostrophes and
Yeah,
spaces?
you don't. It's assumed it's there.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. All right. HORS space D apostrophe O.
I've just given it to you.
You didn't spell it.
I did.
No, you didn't.
I was saying the
We're
letters.
starting to, and I'm finishing it.
I've given you the hard part. I got you 90%.
I already said that. I knew there was a space.
You said HORS.
I said the apostrophe.
OUE blah blah blah.
I'm trying to think of it in my head.
I like
Can't
you guys.
leave out the
I was
spaces and
directionally-
the apostrophes. That's what makes the word hard.
It's not though. Everybody knows there's spaces and apostrophes. And I said the apostrophe before. you
Where to put the apostrophe is the tricky
D
part.
after the D. D apostrophe OEUVRE.
Yeah.
Hold on. How you got it? Give it to me one more time. Are you looking?
No, look.
All right, give it to me now.
HORS.
Yep.
D apostrophe OEUVRE. And I fucked up the space. HORS space
Yep.
D apostrophe O. God damn it! I lost my train of thought. HORS
Directionally
space D apostrophe OEUVRE.
Yeah, and there's an S on the end.
Directionally correct.
Our last one was a trash one for me, but I'm always impressed when, if you didn't get it at a wedding, the people who, if you have to go to a black tie wedding, and if you just have a tux, owning a tux.
Oh,
I
that's
had
nice.
Taylor suit. I've never had.
How about going to like
Owning a
a
tux, impressive.
going to like a fundraising dinner
Yeah, just,
where it's like,
it's a benefit.
yeah,
yes.
so like it's for like so and so political person, or it's like a charity thing, but it's like $1,000 a plate.
Yeah.
I had unlimited credit cards, personal driver, personal chef, personal trainer, collecting vintage cars.
I wish
is
you
the one
did
I kinda
a whole
stole.
personal everything draft.
I should have. I stole from Francis and Chuck, hot towel after dinner, and then crew, which I did draft.
What about having like a smoking room in your house?
That's nice.
Like with the fan and ventilation.
There's a couple house things having like wings to your house, or having like an actual wine cellar, not like a room where you keep.
Oh, yeah.
like an actual.
Yeah,
Do you know anything about wine?
Not really. I said tip included restaurants. I
you
said
still have to tip on top of that, don't you?
people who know how to tie their bow tie and nail it on the first
Ooh,
try.
I like that. That's a good one. That would have been better than screened in porch, probably.
And then I said a cleaning lady made bed
Ooh,
where the sheets are insanely tight.
a hotel at your house.
I hate
Yeah.
that.
It's too tight.
Too tight.
Well, if it's your own,
You're talking
cleaning
about the
lady,
top sheet though. I'm talking about the bottom, the one that's on the clingy sheet.
it's just creased perfectly.
Yeah, there's
How often
no
do you wash your
wrinkles in
sheets, Francis? Well, you're married.
Once a week.
So
Have for a while.
I have now that I got a dog, but it would be
Having like
How
a
long would you
shopper
go?
or something.
How long would you
Shopper,
go?
Some buy clothes for you.
it'd get up there in time.
What, we talking months?
Sometimes.
You would not wash.
Oh, not months.
For months?
I'd say because now I just do it like once a week. Now that I have a dog, I would say probably once every 5-6 weeks. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Francis, thank you. This was fun.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. I'm certain I've failed, but that's okay.
Oh, it was
That was a
great.
good show.
I thought it was excellent.
I had a good time with you guys.
Always.
I like
All right.
picking your brain a little bit.
A little bit.
Do you like picking my brain?
I like listening to you. You're a riot.
So final
Goddamn truth.
before we close out, final word, Francis. Do you believe Dave was actually getting courted by Ivy League schools?
I could probably find the letters because I saved them all.
I think it was probably one of fuck man. If they had seen his profile at those recruiting camps and they sent him a letter,
It's possible.
then it sounds like he was within their.
But you also had to take into account, like, I remember I got letters from like Florida and shit like that, like the University of Florida, and
They just not have
obviously, no, it's more
their
like,
height
hey,
just not on their profile.
Baseball doesn't matter.
it's more they want you to come to their camps and spend money for the program. But yes, they make it seem like they're recruiting you, like, oh, we identified you here and here, come spend $300 and go to our camp and you might get a scholarship. No, that's not the case. Maybe 1 in 50 kids that goes to those camps is even sniffed, you know.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for listening. That's it for today. We'll be back tomorrow. We will see you then.